beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a new pick a card reading all about which spirit animals are currently guiding you and around you, and what energies are they offering, what are they teaching you at this moment, and what is their guidance. We're going to be connecting with them today to try to get as much guidance as possible for what they would like to teach you and guide you through and help you with. Basically, in today's video, you are going to choose at least 1 to 3 different groups, because usually we have multiple spirit animals guiding us at one time. So if you find yourself drawn to multiple piles, I highly recommend checking out all the ones that you are drawn to. My suggestion is anything between maybe 1 to 3 piles, maybe 4. But of course, if you are very much called to more than that, feel free to check out more than that, because there may just be a lot of spirit animals near you at this time. Basically, just to guide you through how this works, we have 18 different piles in front of me here. Number 1 starts up over here in this top corner. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's a lot of piles, a lot of cards to choose from. These readings today are going to be a little bit shorter just because we have a lot of cards to get through, and just the sheer fact that you also are going to hopefully pick multiple groups here in order to get the most personal and accurate reading for all the spirit animals that are guiding you right now. There's also going to be timestamps linked down below so that you can skip right ahead to your personal readings, all about those spirit animals. And if you like to choose with crystals on the cards, we're going to add some crystals on these cards. If you don't like to choose with crystals, I would suggest pausing the video now in order to find the piles or the cards that you're the most drawn towards. Maybe write them down so that you don't forget, and then I will see you in your reading. But if you like to choose with crystals on the cards, let's go ahead and put some crystals on these cards. All right, so if you like to choose with crystals, here are all of our crystal options on the piles. Again, try to find at least 1 to 3 that you're the most drawn to, maybe 4. And again, if you are called to more, feel free to check out more. You may just have more spirit animals around you at this time. You can pause the video in order to find all of the piles or groups that you are drawn towards for this video. Again, write them down if that helps. And I will basically see you in your reading right after that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into today's video. All right, so group number 1, if you chose this pile with the chrysocolla crystal, then this is going to be your reading for your spirit guide. So let's go ahead and see what spirit animal is guiding you. Okay, your spirit animal is the groundhog spirit, and it says time to let go. So there's something in your life that is no longer serving you in this current moment. It may have once served you and it's served its purpose, but I feel like you've been feeling like it's time to let go of something. This is sort of the card where it talks about the death of something and then the birth of something new. Anytime that we need to let go of something or go through a metamorphosis or a change, it can kind of be seen as like the closing of an old chapter or the death of like an old aspect of ourselves or an old point in our life. And it is now time to transition and birth something new. And the groundhog spirit kind of talks about going within and having some time to heal as well, and allowing yourself time to heal. The groundhog spirit is guiding you to take some time out for yourself in order to heal. The groundhog likes to burrow itself, so you may feel called to spend some time alone. And that's what this card really calls for. That is what the groundhog spirit really calls for, is some time to go within, some time to retreat. And this could even be going on a retreat, maybe a solo vacation, maybe a little getaway, or maybe just taking some time, some alone time for yourself to regenerate, to recuperate, to give yourself what you need, because there's a new chapter awaiting you. And the groundhog spirit always talks about when you reemerge, there's going to be like the spring will have sprung. You're going to be out of the winter phase and there's going to be brand new things blooming in your life. So this is a very positive card that also talks about the bloom after after going through change, after letting something go that's no longer serving you, it is going to be replaced by something new that is serving you. So the groundhog kind of, it goes into its burrow during the fall. And that's when there's leaves falling out of our lives. There's things that are going away and that are no longer serving us anymore. But as you reemerge, once you're ready to reemerge, there's going to be brand new blossoms waiting for you. There's going to be brand new things, seedlings that are sprouting. And the groundhog spirit is guiding you to go within and to also trust that something so much better awaits you when you are ready to come back out, and once you're done your healing. That is what the groundhog spirit talks about. So I love that that spirit is guiding you right now. The groundhog spirit is so good for healing, so good for transitions, and so good to also call in brand new blooms into your life. So let's go ahead and see any last cards. We have Speak Truth. So this is about being honest with yourself. The spirit is also guiding you to be more honest with yourself. We also have the wildling, to let loose a little bit and to also cut something out of your life, to not be afraid to let go and to take the shears and cut ties with things that are no longer serving you. To allow your life to be a little bit unpredictable, to embrace the unpredictability. Okay? So this is all about embracing things that are a little bit more wild. Allow that free, adventurous spirit to come back out. That is what this is all about. Embrace that free, adventurous spirit. The groundhog is guiding you through that. And then we also have Share Wisdom. Ooh, you know what? After you're done this phase, there is so much that you are going to grow from and that you're going to be almost excited to talk about your story or to speak your truth. And I feel like it's going to help others in some way. What you've been through and what you've already gone through and the things that you're now transitioning out of and moving into. I feel like it's going to serve other people in a way, whether that be just, between your friends and family, maybe helping out other people that that are going through a similar situation, or as impactful as this might become part of your divine purpose, and you may actually find yourself doing something in the bigger picture and making a bigger impact in the world through what it is that you're going through. And the groundhog spirit is guiding you through all of that. I'm also really feeling this gentleness from the groundhog spirit, that the groundhog spirit's taking care of you. And anytime that you're spending your time alone in your own burrow, basically, the groundhog spirit is there with you, comforting you, guiding you through that time. And the groundhog spirit says, I am with you, and it's okay to let it all out. It is okay to open up. And the groundhog spirit says, I'm here for you. I'm guiding you through this. And you can call on the groundhog spirit whenever you feel like you need some of that energy, whenever you feel like you need some of that healing and some of that trust, to trust that there is something so much greater blossoming from this time. So the groundhog spirit also wants to leave you with that message as well. I also feel like pulling maybe just a couple of tarot cards onto this, just to kind of get a little bit of extra guidance from your groundhog spirit. So let's see any tarot cards that may want to come out as last little messages from our little groundhog spirit. So let's see. We have the Lovers being reversed. So there may be a relationship that we've lost. This could also indicate that you're just becoming new. You're in a renewal phase of some kind where you're letting something go about your identity and you're going to be changing who you are. We also have Seven of Pentacles being reversed. So we may not see the blossoms yet, so we may have a hard time trusting in the new chapter that's going to be blossoming for us. I feel like that might be something that you're worried about. You might be worried about if something new will ever come to replace what it is that you've lost, or if you'll ever experience something that great again. And the groundhog spirit actually has a very particular message for you, that it's going to be so much greater. Anything that you have lost or that you are letting go of, the blossoms that are going to come into your life after you're done healing are going to be so profoundly more amazing and more fruitful than anything you've ever experienced. And that is the last message that the groundhog spirit wants to leave you with today. So my beautiful group ones, the groundhog spirit is with you, and they really want you to trust in your happy ending. And they also really want you to trust that there is so much more greater. You have not maxed out your potential yet at all. At all, group one. You have not even come close to maxing out your potential of what it is that you can manifest, what it is that you can create, what it is that your life has left in store for you. You have not even scratched the surface of what your potential is. Please know that and feel that and trust that, and know that the Groundhog Spirit is with you, providing this sort of guidance to help you through this time and to get you to the next spring in your life, the next blossoming. So that is what we have for you. Be sure to check out your other cards that you were drawn to for your other messages from the other spirit animals that are guiding you at this time. I am sending you so much love, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. All right, group number 2, if you chose this pile with the rose quartz, then this is going to be your spirit animal. So let's go ahead and find out which animal is guiding you right now. Oh, your animal is the white raven spirit. Trust in the magic. So sometimes we can get so caught up in different things in our life that we tend to kind of lose faith in certain things, or we wonder if there's any miracles left for us in the world, and we start to kind of lose a little bit of hope, lose a little bit of faith. And the white raven spirit comes when it is guiding us to trusting in the universe again, trusting that everything is part of a bigger picture. Everything is part of a bigger plan. You know, sometimes we can see this really well when we are, for example, like watching a movie, and maybe we've already seen more of the plot than what the characters have seen thus far. And you know, sometimes when there's like a character in a movie that's going through a really hard time, but you as the viewer are like, oh my God, I kind of know what this bigger picture is, and I can see where this is leading the main character towards, but the main character doesn't see that yet, and you're like, oh no, if only you knew that something much better is coming, and it's like leading you up to this better thing. That's kind of like what the white raven spirit, that's kind of what the message is behind the white raven spirit. So the white raven spirit can see the magic that's conspiring in your life right now, even though you may not be able to see it as the main character of your story. And the white raven spirit comes back to remind us that there is always a divine bigger picture, and that there is miracles conspiring even through our hardest times in life. There's miracles around us, and it comes to remind us about the magic and the miracles that exist within life. If you've lost hope on something, come back to trusting in miracles. Come back to trusting that there can be a solution to anything that you are going through. And with that belief, if you believe in that, if you believe in the magic, you believe in the miracles, you will be guided down there to take action that is in alignment with those miracles. And the white raven spirit comes back to remind you that there is beauty, there is light at work in your life. There is God at work in your life. There is miracles at work in your life. Trust in the magic that is guiding you, because you're actually surrounded by really positive spirits right now, really positive guidance, really positive energy. And it's guiding you to have faith and to trust. Even if you're in a dark cave at the moment, there is light at the end of that tunnel. There is miracles waiting for you on the other side. And the white raven spirit asks us and is guiding us to trust in the magic and follow the magic. Even if the magic is real small, it asks us to even write down 3 things that we are grateful for every day and make them different, mix them up a little bit. Ask yourself, what are 3 good things that happened today? And force yourself to actually find 3 good things that happen every single day. Trust in the magic. The magic is always there. Sometimes working in little subtle ways that we don't notice until bam, all of a sudden the miracle happens. There's a miracle that is about to happen for you. I can promise you that. There is a miracle that is about to happen for you, and the universe asks you to trust in that. To trust in that there is a miracle for you, my love. We're also going to go ahead and pull some more cards to get a little bit more of the white raven's spirit message for you. I also got a message that there's a There's a uniqueness about you. We have the seeker. So to get curious about yourself is what I'm feeling about. Get more curious about yourself. Seek more answers to fill in the questions that you keep asking. Become a seeker. Do not give up on seeking for a way and a means and a how. Keep seeking and do not lose hope. Keep seeking, become the seeker, become curious. And we have the alchemist. Ooh, there's going to be a major transformation. The white raven spirit is also guiding you to help you alchemize any hardships that you've been through, to help alchemize them into positive experiences. And to also fill you up with more confidence. The teeth represent our self-confidence and our self-image. Teeth are also a bone that is like the slowest ever to decay. That's why we can find like really ancient teeth from like animals that have passed on a long time ago. And even if their body has decayed, like their teeth are sometimes left behind still. It's like the slowest thing to go away. And so realizing that there's always like, I guess the message in that, the symbolic message of that would be that your ancestors are, for one, helping you, is something that I feel from that. Your ancestors are helping you, and you are about to overcome a lineage. What was the word I'm looking for? Other ancestral wounds or ancestral problems that have not been solved within your lineage. You're going to be the one to solve them, is something that I'm hearing. So that is wildly profound and interesting. I love that that came up as a message for you. Let's go ahead and see any other cards that the white raven spirit wants to say. Trust in new beginnings, the Fool. Trust that something completely different than anything you've ever experienced or anything you've ever known is available to you. I feel like some of you have been caught up in this idea that you've sort of experienced all that there is that's available, and you're kind of left with feeling a lack of curiosity, a lack of adventure, maybe a lack of motivation. But the white raven spirit wants you to know that there are still things in this universe that you have not seen, that you have not experienced, that you are not even aware of, that exist. And those things are flowing into your life, and the white raven spirit's actually guiding you to something brand new that's going to be a brand new cycle, a brand new adventure for you. Trust in the magic, because the white raven spirit is bringing you there. Queen of Pentacles being reversed. There might be certain aspects of ourselves where maybe we've lost some motivation, maybe we've lost a little bit of our foundation, or maybe we feel like our time is sort of like we don't have enough of it. The white raven spirit is bringing you to a brand new beginning. I'm hearing the word freedom. Freedom and liberation from something. And there's something new coming into your life to be completely excited about. Trust in the magic. There is magic surrounding you and guiding you to a brand new beginning, and towards greater purpose, towards greater meaning, and towards greater fulfillment in your life, my love. So that is the white raven spirit's message for you today. Group number 2. Be sure to check out your other cards that you were drawn towards today, if you haven't already, in order to see the other spirit's messages for you in this video. So I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, so group number 3, if you chose this card, this is going to reveal which spirit animal is currently guiding you. So let's go ahead and find out what that is. Okay, so your spirit animal is the lizard spirit. This is really cool. So this is dream the world into being. This talks about how our mind creates our reality. And it can mention that we may be letting our mind wander off in all kinds of places. Our imagination is wild, and the more we dream up something, the more energy and time and thought we put into something, the more it is going to materialize and manifest. We have this incredible ability to do that. However, sometimes we can let our mind wander into negative thinking. Sometimes we can think about the worst case scenario one too many times until that ends up being the road that we're on. And we're like, wait, how did this happen? How did I get here? How did I start manifesting this reality rather than the one that I wanted? And the lizard spirit also says that we have the capability and we have the ability to completely flip that story around. Just as we've created the reality that we are living now, whether we want to believe that or not, whether we feel like accepting that or not. Sometimes it's a big weight to carry, but at the end of the day, our thoughts and our emotions create the reality that we live. And just as we've created the current reality that we are living, we also have the ability to completely shift that around right now. We have the ability to start to dream and imagine and let our mind get so creative and so caught up in the most amazing ideas, the most amazing outcomes, to the point that we begin dreaming a new world into being, a brand new world right now. And the lizard spirit is guiding you towards doing that. The lizard spirit has been bringing more awareness to the way that we've been thinking, and the lizard spirit is helping us figure out what it is that we truly actually want to manifest. The master number 11 has probably been following you around. Some of you may have been seeing like 1111 on the clock. And when you see that, this is a message from your animal spirit guide, the lizard, that is helping you, remind you of your manifestation ability and the fact that you are so powerful. You are so innately powerful. And we don't need to completely shut out all negative thinking. It is impossible to control every single thought that we have. However, the more time that we can spend daydreaming and imagining up and conjuring up the world in our mind that we want to create, the more that we can conjure that and be the architect of our own imagination, and the more time that we can spend conjuring up the reality that we really, really, really want to live, the more that we are going to build that reality in our life. It is time to dream the world of your dreams into being. What do you really desire? It's time to dive into the mind. The spirit, the lizard spirit, your spirit animal, is guiding you to take more time out to relax. First of all, okay? Relax, calm down your mind, and then start to drift off into daydreaming the reality of your dreams. My suggestion would be to put at least 10 minutes every day into doing that. And the more that you do that, it's going to compound over time, and you are going to manifest an entirely new reality. Anytime that you see lizards around, by the way, or hear about lizards, it is your spirit guide coming through, also reminding you again to focus on, what am I manifesting? Because if you don't know what it is that you desire and you don't have a clear picture of what you desire, then what's happening? We have no direction. We're going to wonder, why am I not motivated for anything? Why don't I have energy for this? Why are good things not happening to me? Well, we haven't created a clear idea. The lizard spirit wants you to give a clear idea about what it is that you desire. Get so clear on it to the point that you can feel it, and it gives you a feeling. And then the lizard spirit says that, hey, I'm going to guide you to creating that. I am going to take you on that road, and I'm just waiting until the moment that you're so clear on it. And the lizard spirit's like, hey, I'll bring you there. I'll bring you there. I'll help you manifest it. I'll help you do it. And as I'm looking at the clock right now, my phone just lit up and it was 1:44. That is actually a really divine number that is connected to sacred geometry. And it talks about a transition into something new and the building and the architecture of architecting and manifesting something amazing. You are the architect of your reality. Call that power back and realize that you have that innate ability to manifest anything it is that you desire, okay? So we're going to grab some tarot cards and we're going to get some more information on this reading for you and see what else the lizard spirit has to say for you. So we have the Knight of Cups and the Three of Wands. It's time to adventure. It is time to daydream. It is time to be specific too. Look at that magnifying glass. It's time to be specific and to get your emotions involved into feeling what it is you desire and to be on that quest of making your dreams a reality, of focusing on what emotional feeling do you want in your life, and let's embody that, and let's seek out all the things that are going to emphasize and enhance and create that emotion for us, because then we know that we're on the right path. Your emotions are your guidance system that tell you whether or not you're on the right path to manifesting what you desire. If your emotions are negative or kind of they're telling you, hey, you're not quite on the right path there. But when you're on the path of like, oh, this is exciting. Oh, I like this. Oh, I'm excited about this. Then you know that you're in alignment with that path, and your lizard spirit is helping you to achieve that and to go in that direction, to be on that adventure and to get on the right path. The Three of Wands talks about your path, and to trust in your feelings, trust in your emotions, and trust in yourself and your ability to manifest anything. The Underworld is also actually a really positive card because it talks about any pressure that we've been under has been building us. It's been building us into a gem. You've been structuring yourself into a freaking gem right now, and all the pressure that you felt has not been a bad thing. It's been helping solidify you so that you know what it is you want and so that you know what it is that you don't want. And having a clear idea of what you don't want is helpful because it can help us know what we do want. But now it's time to get out of the underworld and to start focusing on all the things that you really, really, really want. And the lizard spirit is helping, guiding you in that direction. And even if you're already doing all of these things, I know I'm kind of talking from the space of like, as if you're not thinking positive. I know all of us have moments of thinking positive and all that. And you may also already feel all of this right now. And you may have already had these realizations, right? And you may be focusing on thinking in that positive way. And the lizard spirit's coming up just to let you know that, hey, I see that effort you're putting in. I see all that time and effort you're putting in, and I'm guiding you. And I want you to trust that I'm helping guide you into building exactly what it is that you have been wanting, exactly what it is that you've been building in your mind. The lizard spirit is helping you bring that to life, okay? So group number 3, that is the spirit animal that is currently guiding you in your life. Be sure to check out the other spirit animals that are currently guiding you. If there was other ones in today's video that you were drawn towards, be sure to check those ones out as well to see those other spirit animals that are currently with you. I am sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here in today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, so group number 4, if you chose this pile, this is going to reveal what spirit animal is currently guiding you. So let's go ahead and find out what your spirit animal is. Ooh, okay, so we have the bee spirit guiding you, group number 4. The bee spirit, sweet results await. So this card talks about the honey that you might be chasing, maybe wanting more of that sweetness of life, but it can also talk about like comparison, and we might be looking at all of the honey that other people have in their lives and being a little bit envious of that and wondering why we haven't had it as much honey in our pot, or why it's been so difficult for us to attain honey, where it seems to come so easily for others. And you know, we might be wondering like, how is that possible? Or we may even be feeling, am I worthy of that much honey? Like maybe we don't feel worthy of attaining what others have attained, and maybe we feel like, oh, that'll never happen for me. But the bee spirit actually promises that the sweet results are on their way, and that we do deserve the honey. And we deserve as much honey as anyone else. You are not any less worthy. You are not greedy for wanting more. And there's enough to go around. There is enough to go around. You deserve to have the honey. You deserve to feel the sweetness of life, to get the nectar from the flowers. And the bee spirit is guiding you towards getting more nectar in your life, taking care of yourself, finding the sweetness that exist in life and guiding you towards those experiences that allow you to experience the sweetness of life. Sometimes we need to let our ego get out of the way, because sometimes our ego stops us from seeing the sweetness in life and from attaining more of it, because our ego might be too distracted with other people's honey, to the point where we can't taste the sweetness of our own honey because we're constantly looking at the honey that everyone else has. But it doesn't mean that we cannot attain the same honey and the same amount of that honey. We are capable of that, but we need to focus on our own pot of honey rather than everyone else's pot. And that'll help us be focused on us and also on our ability to just be. To be happy in the present moment. To be present with ourselves. To just be and, enjoy that balance. The bees are also little workers, right? And they feel like they have to work really hard to get what they want. But the bee can also invite us to be open to collaboration with others, allowing others to help us sometimes. Because if you think about a beehive, there's a lot of different bees that are working on filling that pot of honey. We're allowed to give and take. We're allowed to receive and give. And the more that we connect ourselves with others, and the more that we support others, the more that we get supported ourselves. The more that we can share our sweetness with others and be part of the whole community to uplift all the other bees, to uplift the hive that we are all part of. The more we can uplift others rather than being envious or jealous of other people's honey, the more that we can focus on just uplifting others, sharing what we have, even if it might be small, the more that we are going to get interconnected in that web, the more that we are going to build our lovely, sweet community, and then the more honey that is going to be available in our life. Does that make sense? I just channeled that message. I don't even know where that came from. Hopefully that's making sense. That just literally came out of nowhere. So yeah, that is the message coming up for you with your bee spirit guiding you. So let's go ahead and see what else we get. I also feel like the bee spirit is calling you and guiding you towards finding a really good community, like soul tribe community. The bee spirit, I feel like, is also guiding you towards that. Some of you have been really wanting like soul tribe type of friends in your life. The bee spirit is guiding you towards that. But that soul tribe fam is only going to come when we let go of comparison, when we let go of judgment. And of course, like, our mind is always judging. We can't fully ever let go of that. But at the same time, about not trying to tear other people down, not wanting to be envious of other people's honey and all of that. But when we can instead come to the feeling of community and wanting to uplift other people, even if they do have more than what we have, but still lifting them up and be like, wow, you deserve that. You put in all the work and effort and you really deserve that. And I admire you, right? Rather than being jealous, it's like, I admire you. I admire that. And then when we can switch it to that energy, that's when we reclaim our power. That's when we reclaim our space and our part of the world. You deserve to be a part of that world. Oh, I'm getting Little Mermaid vibes right now when she's feeling kind of insignificant. She's like, I want to be part of that world, like the up above. Even though both of them are just as great. Like, my God, I was watching that movie and I was like, what are you talking about? I want to be a mermaid. Like, what? So realizing that you have so much power even where you are right now. Reclaim your power, reclaim your confidence, and realize that you too can have just as much honey. You too can get to that same position. You can get to that same position. Compassion, having compassion for others, compassion for yourself is a huge one. A lot of the times we sit in our ego because we don't have enough compassion for ourselves, right? So then we start judging other people because we're already feeling kind of like blah, right? So this is about having so much compassion for you that we stop comparing others. We can uplift them and feel part of that world. And we can realize, hey, I deserve to be there too. I deserve that. I'm going to work for that. I'm going to put all that effort in and I'm going to realize that I don't need to be insecure. If I just become secure with myself and I know my worth and I know that I'm worthy of achieving that same thing, that's going to be where all that energy comes to put in all that work, to put in all that power, to be connected to that energy, to be connected to that tribe. And that's where you're going to get all of the rewards, is that interconnectedness, right? I hope I'm making sense right now. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get any last cards that your Bee Spirit Guide is wanting to talk to you about. Any last words that our Bee Spirit wants to say. Okay, so we have 2 wand cards that came out. We have the Knight of Wands and the 7 of Wands. Sometimes when we feel competitive, we end up pushing things away. When we feel competitive for what we desire, we sometimes end up pushing our desires away. But if we can then just reclaim our power and feel connected to what we desire, that's when we allow ourselves to move forward with inspiration towards it. Instead of feeling competitive and chasing things away, let's go ahead and chase things with inspiration. Feel that inspiration so much to where we're taking leaps and bounds forward because we know we are worthy and we know that we can get there. We know that we can do that, okay? Not feeling like your honey is going to get stolen away from you. Not feeling like you're going to lose everything if, you share and uplift others. Not feeling like you need to be in defense mode about your honey. I don't know if this is making sense. I hope this is making sense. Please let me know in the comments below if this is making sense. These are like channeled messages that are coming through right now, so I feel like my brain's not even fully comprehending what I'm saying right now, but I really hope this is making sense and that it's applicable. But yeah, basically that is what we have there, is this energy of uplifting, the energy of community, and it's going to bring in more sweetness, and the Bee Spirit is guiding you towards getting all the honey, getting all the sweetness, which is basically just my way of representing your goal. That honey represents your goal and the sweetness of life and that enjoyment and that fulfillment. And the Bee Spirit is really helping guide you towards that. But it's going to come through community, through connectedness, through letting go of competitiveness, competition, and comparison, and having compassion instead. And reclaiming your worthiness to achieve that. The Bee Spirit is guiding you through all of those things and bringing you more towards that and bringing you towards all the sweetness. And the Bee Spirit wants you to know that you are so worthy. If you are not worthy of the honey, you would not have a Bee Spirit guide by your side helping bring you to the honey. The Bee Spirit is with you because you are worthy of the honey that you seek and that you desire. So that is what we have here for my beautiful group number 4s. That is the spirit animal that is guiding you right now. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Be sure to check out your other spirit animals that are currently guiding you. So if there's other cards that you were drawn to in today's video, be sure to check those out so that you do not miss any other messages from your spirit animals. And I'm sending you so much love, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, so group number 5, if you chose this card, this is going to reveal the spirit animal that is currently guiding you. So let's go ahead and find out what that is. Ooh, okay, we have the starfish spirit. So this is open to infinite possibility. When we have the starfish spirit guiding us, this is like a beacon of light that we are meant to follow, and we're also meant to expand. This is the card of like dreaming, your imagination. What is it that you really desire? And this card calls us, the spirit animal calls us towards being open to infinite possibility. So, for example, if we have a tendency to tell ourselves no, or to think that's not possible, or to think that's way too hard to achieve, I might as well not even try. Or, sometimes we limit our potential because we don't think that we have as much potential as we actually do. And the starfish spirit, whenever we have this spirit animal guiding us, this is a symbol, and they're teaching us to be open to infinite possibility, to realize that there is so much more beyond the scope of our current perception. There's so much more available to you. There's so much more potential that you have beyond the scope of your current awareness. But it's beyond your current awareness. So The starfish spirit asks us to be open to more, to be open to infinite possibility. If there was infinite possibilities, let's say that you're writing a book. Let's say you're the author of your life and you get to write anything that you want. What would you write? Because that's when you're open to that infinite possibility, when you can break out of the current limitations. The starfish spirit comes when we have particular limitations that have been holding us back and stopping us from realizing our ultimate potential. We may recently have a more pessimistic mindset or a much more logical mindset that says, no, don't do that, or this is hard, or our mind just might be getting the best of us lately, where it's been limiting us and holding us back and pushing us back. You may have been struggling with that lately, where your mind tends to get in the way and to push you back from certain dreams that you've been wanting or certain ideas that you sometimes entertain, and then your mind might go, what? No, that's impossible, And the starfish comes to remind us that there is so much more available to us than we've been giving ourselves credit for. And our inner potential, we've barely scratched the surface of what our inner potential is. And you don't give yourself enough credit for what your actual inner potential really is. And we might be basing all of these judgments based on past experiences. We may have had challenges or hurdles in the past, but the starfish spirit reminds us that challenges and hurdles are not there to push us back and to make us think smaller of ourselves. Challenges and hurdles are put there to teach us keys to overcome them. But when we allow a challenge or hurdle in our life to stop us, that's where we start to get the mindset of oh no, I can't do it. Those challenges and hurdles are there to help you realize your inner power, to help you realize and figure out ways and become creative to figure out ways to overcome them. Come back to the idea of infinite possibility. The starfish is here to help show you that you are capable of so much more and that miracles are present, that magic is present in life. And the starfish spirit is here to help you realize that, okay? So let's go ahead now and get some more cards to see any more messages that the starfish spirit has for you. I also feel like saying something about astrology right now. Some of you may be curious about astrology, and the starfish spirit is also connected to astrology, very connected to divine timing, very connected to wishing upon a star. Wish upon a star and put it in your pocket and never let it fade away. For some reason, that whole song's coming to my mind. But yeah. Starfish spirit saying never let it fade away. The sovereign, you have the ability to control your own life. You have the ability to make decisions for yourself. You may have also had someone in your life that has dimmed your dreams or told you that don't even try to dream that, or who are you to try to do something like that? You might have somebody in your life that has told you things that pushed you back. But realize that you are a sovereign human being. You can make your own decisions. There's people that defy the laws of possibility all the time. There's people that have, chase after their dreams and create wild dreams. And what makes you any different? There's nothing that makes you any different. There are people from all walks of life, from the lowest of lows, that create some of the biggest things in their life. Let's go ahead and see any last cards that we have for you. So we have the universe coming up. We also are going to do some tarot cards after this too, actually. So we have the universe. We also have play. So be more playful with yourself. Allow your imagination to play. Allow your imagination to be free and have fun. Allow your ideas for life to be fun. And realize that you hold the strings to your universe. You call the shots to your universe. You are the divine puppet master, I guess, of your reality, of your world. Have more fun. Be more playful with life. Enjoy what there is to experience, okay? Let's see, any last messages? King of Swords, to be in control of the mind. And then we also have the King of Cups and then the Three of Wands being reversed here. King of Swords and King of Cups, becoming the master of your minds and your emotions are going to help you step into your true potential. Realizing that some of your thoughts, just because you have a thought doesn't mean it's true. So if you have a thought that says, oh, I can't do something, it doesn't mean that that thought is true. Just because you have an emotion that says like, that feels defeated, it doesn't mean that you are. It's just a feeling, right? So you can overcome, you can override that feeling by saying, hey, no, I'm going to tap into a new idea. I'm going to tell myself a new story. I'm going to tell myself, hey, I can do this. I can do this, and the emotions will soon follow suit. But this is about mastering your mind and your emotions so that they don't get in the way of you achieving your ultimate potential. Your ultimate potential is so much more than what you currently realize. And the starfish spirit really wants you to know that, wants you to know that there's so much more available to you. So wish upon a star and realize that magic is real. That sounds really cheesy, but yeah, make a wish and don't be afraid to wish. Don't be afraid to open yourself up to more possibilities and to actually take action to go for it. But the key is about taking action to get there, to overcome any hurdles or obstacles that may stand in your way and realizing that you have the potential to do that. You have that potential. And that is what the starfish spirit wants to remind you of. You have the potential to overcome anything that stands in your way so that you can get to your goal. So there are more possibilities than what we might see on the surface of something. And if we are willing to dive deeper, we will discover more answers and more possibilities to help us achieve our goal no matter what circumstance we are facing. So that is the message of the starfish spirit. Thank you so much for joining me here, my beautiful group number 5s. I cannot believe we're on group 5 already. Wow, this reading is going by so fast. This whole video, I guess, although there's still a lot of piles to get through. But be sure to check out any other group or pile that you are drawn towards so that you can figure out any of the other spirit animals that are guiding you through this time and what their messages are for you. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, so group number 6, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading, and let's reveal what spirit animal is currently guiding you. Okay, so we have the horse spirit guiding you, group number 6. Wow, and it's so interesting. We have 33 at the top, which is a number 6. That's really interesting. So if you've been seeing 6s, if you've been seeing 3s around, that may be a number to show you when your spirit animal is around you and when your spirit animal has a message for you. So the horse spirit is the one that is guiding you. And this card says, freedom is yours. So the horse spirit can appear when we're working through things where maybe we don't feel very free. Maybe it feels like we don't have a lot of free time. Maybe it feels like we are a bit worn down and broken down from past experiences to the point that we don't feel very free and we may feel very stuck. We may feel like a challenge has gotten the best of us or a situation has gotten the best of us, and we may feel a bit broken down, a bit defeated, or again, we may feel as if time is just not on our side. We might feel like we don't have a lot of freedom. And the horse spirit comes back to show us that there is certain things that we may not be seeing. There is freedoms that we have that we're letting pass us by, or that we're not allowing our awareness to become conscious of. The horse spirit comes to remind us of our freedom and to remind us that we always are holding the reins of our own reality. Nobody else can control you. You have free will. You have free will, period. And nobody else is in control of that will unless we give them the reins of our reality, unless we give them the reins of ourselves. No one has control over you, and no one can make decisions for your life other than you. Freedom is yours if you are willing to grab the reins of your own life. And that is what the horse spirit wants to remind you of. The horse spirit really wants to remind you of that, and to realize that you have time, but grab the reins of your time. Grab the reins of your time and find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. If there is a will, there's a way. And the horse spirit is guiding you to finding more time, to finding more freedom, to creating more freedom, and to also grab back hold the reins of your reality rather than giving your power away to something else. Sometimes we have a tendency, and all of us do this in different periods of our life, because certain situations or certain people can sometimes make us feel a certain way, and sometimes we can feel victim to a certain situation. And the horse spirit reminds us to take back our freedom, to grab back, hold the reins of our ability to choose and to choose differently, to take back our power and our ability to change our direction, to grab the reins and run and be free in a brand new direction. The horse spirit comes to remind us of that, to remind us of our power, to remind us of our sovereignty over ourselves. That is what the horse spirit is here to remind you of. The freedom that is already yours, that maybe we just haven't been looking at or kind of forgot was there. So let's go ahead and shuffle some more cards to see more messages that our beautiful horse spirit has. What are some more messages that your horse spirit animal has for you? Withdraw. You can withdraw from other situations to realize your power again. Maybe withdraw from other things that feel like they're taking your freedom away so that you can rediscover your freedom, so that you can rediscover your power and your free will. Also have reflect. Reflect in order to see. Reflect and take time, because I feel like sometimes when we feel powerless and when we feel like we have no freedom, even when we hear somebody tell us like, hey, you have freedom, sometimes we're so quick to reject that idea. Sometimes we're so quick to say, no, I don't, because of all of these things, which is exactly why we're stuck in the problem that we're stuck in, right? Is because we don't see any other way. This card is calling us to reflect, to take time out, to withdraw, to truly reflect, and to realize that freedom is yours. The horse spirit, when it comes up, it says, I don't care what your current perception is, you do have freedom. You have the freedom, you have free will. And what do you want your life to look like? What do you want to create? What do you want to run towards? What do you want that freedom to look like? Where do you want it to carry you? What new choices do you want to make in your life? What new things do you want in your life? You have the ability to move and to bring movement back in your life. And if you felt stuck lately, because these other two cards are kind of giving me a feeling of withdrawal and a feeling of pause and a feeling of maybe things haven't been moving much lately, grab back, hold the reins of your life, baby, and move forward. Your horse spirit guide is with you to help you grab back the reins of your life. And the spirit is helping you through this time. So anytime that you do feel like your power has been taken away, anytime that you do feel as if you are stuck without a lot of movement, you can call on your horse spirit guide and say, hey, I need your guidance right now, and they will be there. Okay? They will help you through that time, and they have been helping you through that. And they've been helping you realize that, and I really feel like things are about to change for you a lot, especially over the next 3 to 6 months. There's going to be a lot changing because this horse spirit guide is really helping you remember your freedom and remember your power. And I think a lot is going to shift in your life because the horse spirit is guiding you towards the opening, right? Towards the actual way. Because we might not see a way. We may feel caged up right now, but there is a way, and the horse is guiding you to that opening so that you can fully embrace and continue down in that direction of freedom. So let's get any last cards on this reading for my horse spirit people. We have the moon card coming up. So stepping out into the unknown is sometimes a scary thing. The spirit guide is also helping you guide you through unknown times, times of uncertainty. The horse spirit is helping guide you through that. And then the last card that we have for you is the Hierophant being reversed. Sometimes we have to go against the grain of what we know. Sometimes we have to go against the regular grain of society. And sometimes we have to be a little bit of a rebel. Honestly, with the Hierophant coming up reversed and with the horse spirit coming up, this spirit is helping you kind of step outside of your comfort zone and maybe be a little bit of a rebel in your life. Maybe shift things up a little bit. And I feel like you might be somebody who isn't much of a rebel sometimes, but this horse spirit's helping you step more into that so that you can be the authority of your own life. This horse spirit is helping you embrace becoming the authority of you. But I also want to caution that sometimes we need to think about our decisions so that we make the right decisions, so that we know that they are good decisions for us. I also want to say that. But at the same time, this horse is helping you call your power back, to call your sovereignty back, so that you can start living your life for you. That is what this horse spirit is here for, and that is what they're helping you through. So my beautiful group number 6s, that's what we had for you. Be sure to check out your other cards that you were drawn to in order to connect to the other spirit guides that have been helping you out along the journey of life right now, and so that you can hear what their messages are for you right now. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, my beautiful group number 7s, if you chose this pile, this is going to reveal which spirit animal has been guiding you. So let's go ahead and find out what that animal is. Okay, so we have the koala spirit, which is, it says spirit has a plan. The koala spirits move very slow. And one of the things that can be going on when we have the koala spirit around us is we may be putting ourselves into a bit of a box. We may have lost trust that there's anything more or anything greater out there for us. We may be losing trust in the universe and maybe losing hope that there's more available to us. And so we are staying in a box, very concerned about our safety, very concerned about our sense of security, rather than wandering away and creating anything more. Sometimes the koala spirit, because they move very slow, sometimes they think that oh, I can't, how am I going to get my next meal? How am I going to get this, or how am I going to get that? They believe that there's not a lot of abundance because they haven't ventured off very far, and they're almost scared to venture off very far. I'm not saying koalas are scared, but this is what the koala spirit kind of represents, is that we might be scared to wander off too far, to step outside of our comfort zone too far, because we might fear that we're going to lose everything, or that we're going to get disappointed, or maybe we've lost our trust in other people, maybe we've lost our trust in our ability or the universe or all of that. And this spirit guide reminds us that spirit has a plan. And this spirit guide also reminds us to enjoy the fruits that are in front of us right now, and to also remind us that spirit will always provide. Nature will always provide. There will always be support. There will always be something. Things are always changing. Things are always shifting. And so we need to embrace shifts in life. And sometimes we just need to deliberately make a shift in order to bring us somewhere new, especially if we desire to create more abundance, or we desire to maybe experience new things. This calls us to have faith in the universe, that spirit has a plan. Spirit will always have a plan. So no matter where we find ourselves, we will always be provided for. There will always be something that will come our way to help bring us and bridge us to the next place, to the next level. The koala spirit can also indicate that it's okay to move slow. It's okay. And sometimes we can get anxiety when we, aren't making big moves in our life. And let's say that we aren't making as big of leaps or bounds as other people that we're observing. Maybe we're observing other people that are moving so fast through life and things are happening so quickly. And then we look at our life and we're like, okay, but things have been really slow for me. And that's okay. The koala spirit reminds us that it's okay to move slow sometimes, because this is about regenerating and rejuvenating your energy. And moving slow isn't necessarily a bad thing. There's abundance that we can experience all around us right now. There's resources all around us right now, and we don't need to move so fast in order to get them. Sometimes rejuvenating our energy is the most important thing that we can do for ourselves in the present moment, because then with that energy, that can be when we go off and we can utilize that energy to make bigger moves. But sometimes we need that rest and rejuvenation, and life is not a race. The koala spirit reminds us that life is not a race, and sometimes we can be the most abundant just in the present moment where we are right now. And the more that we can tap into that feeling, the more abundance that we're actually going to call into our life, the more abundance that we're going to begin to see that we already have. And that's the moment where, when we start trusting that Spirit has a plan, we start trusting that, hey, I can move slow, but I can also step outside of my comfort zone. I don't need to rush things. I don't need to compare myself to anybody else that might be moving faster than me. I can move at my own pace, but at the same time, I can continue to move, and I can explore new realms. I can explore new ideas, and I can trust that the universe has my back, and I can trust that abundance will be provided because I choose to see it in the present moment. I choose to continue to see the abundance that's already around me. That is what the koala spirit says, and that is what the koala spirit teaches, is that it's okay to move slow. It is okay to take your time. It's okay. You are not behind anybody. Koalas are so cute and so cuddly on their own, and they don't move very fast, and that's okay. And sometimes life goes through transitions. Sometimes we're moving really fast, and sometimes we need to take a break and move a little bit slower. And the koala says, hey, you can take your break. You're going to be provided for. Everything's going to be okay. You're not going to lose the race. It's okay to continue to move forward too, and to trust that, hey, Spirit has your back. We don't need to let anxiety overcome us. We can allow ourselves to move at the pace of which our body is currently guiding us. And the koala spirit is here to comfort you and to tell you that everything is okay and all of that. It also really, the koala spirit really wants you to trust that the universe has a plan and that the universe will provide for you. Even though koalas move slow and they might go through all of their food resources within their current, location, Spirit will always provide. Spirit always finds a way. That's why koalas are still here. That's why they exist, because Spirit has a way of providing. Withdraw. The koala spirit, I feel like, also is a message for you to recuperate your energy. I feel like some of you have been pushing yourself beyond your capacity. And it is okay to move slower in order to regenerate. It is okay to move slower in order to regenerate. And it's also okay to, step outside of your comfort zone. But you don't need to rush there either. You don't need to rush there. I know those might seem like two opposing ideas, and we also have the paradox card coming up, so those opposing ideas that also play a part in the same whole. We also have share wisdom. I feel like as you slow down, you're going to have a lot of deep realizations, and you might also meet someone really significant. The koala spirit, I think, is guiding you to a friend, actually. The koala spirit in your life is guiding you to a new friendship. And sometimes the paradox about slowing down is that sometimes we move so much faster and make so much more progress when we slow down. Isn't that weird? For example, I've gotten some of my most creative ideas through taking a day off and napping. And I don't really like napping, but I know that sometimes my body just needs it. Sometimes I need to recuperate. Sometimes I just need a day off where I be lazy on the beach or something. And oddly enough, sometimes I've made my greatest ideas and my greatest progress through those times. But I've also had times in my life where I felt very anxious, I needed to rush forward, and I needed to rush forward because I was, there was a scared feeling, oh my God, if I don't get all this work done today, I'm gonna be behind, and blah, 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 and sometimes those are my slowest days, and I get no progress done because there's so much anxiety behind it, and there's so much forcefulness. However, then I'll randomly take a day to be no, I'm not thinking about work today, I'm just gonna have a beach day, I'm just gonna chill out. And sometimes I get the greatest inspiration. And then within the entire next day, I'm so inspired by it that I get all these things done, and then I take leaps and bounds forward. Isn't that an interesting paradox? That is the interesting paradox, and the koala spirit wants you to know that sometimes doing the opposite is the exact thing that we need to do sometimes. Not all the times. I mean, being like lazy is obviously not good, and I don't think the koala spirit is telling you to be lazy, but the koala spirit is telling you to rejuvenate, and sometimes slowness is okay. Okay? So yes, let's go ahead and see any other messages that the koala spirit has for you. Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. Wheel of Fortune is changing things up, and to also know that anytime that we go through a slow period, like life has seasons. So sometimes we go through that slow period, we're on the downflow, but then all of a sudden when we're done with that, things just start going up again and we're like, woo, okay. So, but sometimes, life is about those cycles. So we need to honor those cycles that we go through. And there's a new beginning coming up for you. Spirit has a plan. Spirit is bringing you somewhere new. Spirit is guiding you there. And this koala spirit is saying, hey, it's okay to slow down right now. Let's chill out. Let's relax together. Okay? So anytime that you feel like you need relaxation, call on your koala spirit animal. Okay? And anytime that you feel like that energy is coming up, your koala spirit animal is right there with you, being like, hey, let's chill together. Let's chill for a moment. Let's recuperate our energy. Let's withdraw for a little bit. The koala spirit, I feel like, is going to be giving you ideas and sharing your wisdom to you every time that you withdraw. You're going to get some of your greatest epiphanies and greatest ideas through napping, through dreaming, through taking some time off, through relaxing. I feel like your koala spirit's going to be like, hey, I got you ideas now, because you need to slow down sometime to be on the vibration of this koala spirit, and then they'll finally be able to communicate with you and to share some ideas. And I feel like you're going to really start to switch things up, and we have these wheels here. So I really feel like you're going to be turning the wheel of your destiny as you slow down, and it's going to bring you to a brand new beginning. And that is what your koala spirit is currently guiding you through, and that's the wisdom and guidance that they are offering you today, and that is why they're here with you. So feel free to call on them in any moment that you feel like you need their wisdom or their guidance, and they are there for you, my love. So group number 7, that is what we had for you. If you are curious about your other animal spirit guides, be sure to check out the other cards that you were drawn towards to find out what your other animal spirit guides are and the messages that they have for you. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, so group number 8, if you chose this pile, this is going to be a reading. So let's hop right into it and find out what your spirit animal is. Okay, so we have the Panther spirit animal, reclaim your power. You know what's interesting about this card? There's a couple things. So actually, there's a lot of things. I'm really excited to get into this one. First off, what I have to say, oh, you know what? Hold on a second. There's so many interesting things. There is so many interesting things to say right now. This is the number 44, which together equals an 8, and you are group number 8. It's also weird because group number 6 had a 33, which together that was a 6, and you're group number 8. This is so weird. I literally do not plan where these cards go, by the way. I do not look at what they are before they come out. None of that. So it is so wild to me when this happens. So wild. That is why I'm like freaking out right now. Anyway, clearly this is meant to be your card. This is literally card number 8 technically. But also if you've been seeing the number 44 around, or 44 is your number that you see a lot, 444. This is a confirmation that you're meant to be building a new foundation for yourself, and you are meant to claim your power, and you are meant to find strength. If you think about 4s, it's like the 4 corners of a foundation of something, and that is a strong thing. This is calling you to create a very strong new foundation that you get to build upon, and you may feel called to step up into your power. There may be a calling of that. However, sometimes the Panther spirit does come up for us when we feel fearful of failure. We might fear failing at something. We might fear humiliation. We might fear challenges or obstacles. We might fear what the outcome might be. And sometimes we're so scared to take action because we're waiting for confirmation that everything's going to work out before we take a leap of faith. Sometimes we're like, no, I'm not doing that until Spirit confirms to me that it's going to be fine, that I'm going to get it, until I know what the outcome is. But we're never going to know the outcome until we dive into something. And the Panther spirit, when it's near us, is with us to give us that power, to help us reclaim our power, to help us reclaim our courage to go after something. And even if you fail the first time, it doesn't mean that you're going to fail the second time. It doesn't mean that you cannot be successful at some point. But we sometimes need to keep trying. It's kind of like riding a bike for the first time. You might fall off one time, you might fall off 10 times, you might fall off 100 times before you learn how to keep balance. But is that going to stop you from learning how to ride a bike? Like as a kid, it's like, oh, it's so much fun. I really, really, really want to do that. But that desire pushes us through all of those failures to get up and try again, to get up and try again, to get up and try again. So the Panther spirit comes through to us to give us our power, to help us call back our power rather than feeding it away to fear or to other things that might hold us back. Another reason why the Panther spirit arises is that sometimes we are scared of being powerful. Sometimes we associate being powerful and being confident with negative things. Sometimes we're like, oh no, I don't want to be fully powerful. I don't want to be fully confident. Otherwise, that means I'm selfish, or otherwise that means I'm narcissistic, or otherwise that means I'm fill in the blank with whatever, right? Sometimes we have these correlations in our mind that may not necessarily be true. However, on some level, if you claim your power to the point that it's toxic, of course that could turn into narcissism. Of course that could turn into selfishness. However, there is a difference and there is a balancing point where you can call back your power, you can call back your confidence to a place of it being healthy, to a place of it supporting you and supporting all of your dreams and supporting your inner potential without it being bad, without it being negative. But it's about finding where that line is and then stepping into that, calling back your power. And the fact that you're already aware of, the fact that it could get too out of power or whatever, if you already have that awareness, you're going to be fine. With that awareness, the fact that you may have that awareness already shows you that you're not going to become too far off the deep end, the fact that you're already aware of that. So power does not need to be associated with negative things. Sometimes we push away our power because we think that it's going to make us bad. But it doesn't have to. It depends how you use it. It depends how you treat that power within you. The Panther spirit is here to show you what healthy confidence is, what healthy power within you is. A really great quote that I really feel like sharing with you, that I feel like the Panther spirit is calling me to share with you right now, is the quote of, would you rather be a gardener in a war or a warrior in a garden? Which one would you rather be? A warrior in a garden? So, such as a peaceful warrior, you're a warrior, but you're peaceful, you're gardening, but you have the capability of being a warrior. You are that. But you're at peace and you're okay and you're not abusing that power. However, would you rather be a gardener in a war, somebody who's is not capable of harm, is not capable of anything, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in a battle and you're like, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. So there's another quote. This is something my boyfriend always says, actually. He always says, and I might get this wrong. I'm not going to get this verbatim correctly, but that's okay. A good rabbit is not necessarily super good. You think about a rabbit, it's fuzzy, it's not super capable of harm, and I know rabbits can be capable of harm, but just for the sake of the analogy here, a good harmless creature isn't necessarily a good creature. However, a good lion, that's a good lion, because it's capable. It's so capable of destruction, but if it chooses to be good, but it's so capable of something more because it owns its power, but it chooses to be good with that power, that's when you're a truly good being, is when you have power and you have the capability of a lot, but you choose to be good with that power. So reclaim your power and realize that there's duality here. You don't need to be bad to claim your power. You deserve to have your power, and you can learn how to be good with that and do powerfully good things in your life. The Panther spirit is here to help you reclaim that power, to help you reclaim that. This Panther spirit is here to help guide you towards your power so that you can be courageous and make big moves in your life. The Panther spirit is here when we are capable of making really, really big moves and doing really big things. But at first, it's going to take courage and the reclaiming of our power, of our confidence, our belief in ourselves. It's time to work on all of that and let's claim it. Let's bring it in so that we can make big moves. That is what the Panther spirit is here for. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards on this reading. This was already a long reading so far, but let's see what else we get. Thank you for sticking around here for this message. Let's see, we have the Observer. So how you see yourself matters a lot. How you view yourself. So how do you currently view yourself? Your self-image matters so much. And I feel like the Panther spirit is also here to help you transform your self-image. The Panther spirit is so hugely here to help you transform your self-image. Your self-image matters so much in your ability to reclaim your power and to dive into something that you really want to dive into that you might be fearful of. You might fear if you fail. You might fear hardship along the way. You may fear your ability. You may not trust in your ability. You may have imposter syndrome where you're like, no, I don't have the ability. But I'm here to tell you that you do. You do. And the Panther spirit is here to tell you that you do. This animal spirit is guiding you right now to show you who you really are, to show you your truth, and that you have so much more power within you than you realize. So much more ability. Okay? And then we have manifest. The Panther spirit is also here to help you manifest something, to help give you the courage to actually actualize it. But that requires taking action, which currently we may fear a little bit, but the Panther spirit is helping us guide us through that so that we don't have to fear it and so that we can claim that back. And so we can begin to take the action that we need to in order to manifest our desired reality. We also have the Queen of Swords being reversed. So in what way are we, again, not really claiming our power there? And then King of Cups. So these are the last two messages that our Panther spirit has for you that they want to say in this reading. So the Queen of Swords being reversed. In what way are you currently tearing yourself down? The Panther says, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Change the way that you observe yourself. We're no longer tearing ourselves down. This is time to build yourself up emotionally so that you can manifest your greatest reality. Your spirit guide is here to help you shift your self-image into realizing your strength, your power, your greatness, the fact that you already are that, so that you can step up into your wildest dreams and manifest something really big. Whew! That is what the Panther spirit has today for you. I really feel like also for some of you, you may have been wanting to manifest something pretty big in this new year. And I really feel like the Panther spirit wants to speak about that. So if you did write something really big down that you've wanted to manifest this new year, and maybe you've been holding yourself back from it out of a fear, the Panther spirit is like, hey, I want you to go for it. I want you to go for it. Call back your power. See your strength. See your greatness. And as you do that, the Panther spirit's like, I got you. I'm walking here with you. And if you ever feel nervous, just call on that Panther spirit energy and your Panther spirit guide is with you. And they're like, let's go. Let's call on that strength. Let's leap forward. Okay? So that is the last message that the Panther spirit had for you today. My beautiful group number 8. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Be sure to check out your other spirit guide animal cards. If you were drawn to any of the other ones today, be sure to check those out so that you get all those other messages from your other animal spirit guides. I am sending you so much love, my group number 8s, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, so group number 9s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading all about the spirit animal that is currently guiding you in your life. So let's go ahead and find out who that is. Okay, so group number 9, we have the koi fish spirit, and something that is just blowing my mind right off the bat is the fact that we have the 36 here, which together this equals a number 9, and you are group number 9. I've noticed this for 2 other groups so far. For the last group, we had a 44, which equaled an 8, and it was group number 8. And then it also happened for group number 6, where we had a 33. I'm almost tempted to go back and check all of the other cards to see if they somehow correlated to the number of the reading, because this is blowing my mind. I literally do not ever check the cards. I don't plan out where the cards are going to be in the video. I just pull out cards without seeing what they are and like place them in the video, whatever cards want to come out. And this is just blowing my mind. So anyway, this is confirmation. You are number 9. The number 9 is somehow going to be significant in your reading. And number 9s are about the completion of something and the transition into something new. The koi fish spirit that is currently guiding you, the fact that we have the koi fish spirit guiding you today, and this one says there's always enough, this is talking about your belief in the fact that you deserve more and the fact that there's always enough. You are not greedy for wanting more from life. You are not greedy for wanting to experience something great. This is also a spirit guide that comes to help us with our self-worth and to help us break out of limiting beliefs around abundance and wealth and money and the ability to manifest more. So if you're currently struggling in any way, or if you currently feel like the life around you isn't quite enough, the koi fish spirit helps us see abundance within the present moment, and the koi fish spirit's helping guide you to seeing that there's abundance around you right now. And this spirit guide wants you to realize your inner abundance, your inner worth, and to also realize that there is always enough. There's more than enough to go around. You're capable of manifesting so much more, and there's nothing wrong with manifesting more. There's nothing wrong with that. There's always enough. More is not going to change you into a negative person. We may have limiting beliefs around money that stop us from getting money. We may have limiting beliefs around what we deserve that's stopping us from attaining more. And the koi fish spirit is here to help you work through that. The koi fish spirit is also here to help you see that you already have so much, and to also be grateful for all that you've already created, and to use that as evidence that you can create more. And you are not limited to a certain amount. You can grow so much more. The koi fish spirit are also really good luck, and they're also very spiritual creatures. They're very connected to lunar energy and Pisces energy. So this is about dreaming of more, realizing that there's so much more, and also being able to see more within yourself, to see that you are worthy of so much more and that you're capable of so much more, to see that you are worthy of that. There's worthiness within you. To also get out of a scarcity mindset. The koi fish spirit is helping get out of a scarcity mindset, to realize that it's okay if we want to spend money on something, more money can come. There's always enough. And it's not saying go out and splurge on things that are really, stupid or anything like that. However, we don't need to live in scarcity and lack to the point that it feels like it's giving us stress and that we cannot live. The koi fish spirit is to help you realize your potential. The koi fish spirit is here to help you manifest more abundance. And the koi fish spirit is here to help you see your worth so that you can manifest more, so that you can have the experiences in life that you desire to experience. I'm also hearing that some of you are going to be going on a tropical vacation soon. That's also coming up in this card. And the koi fish spirit is like, I'm leading you towards that. I'm bringing you towards that. And I feel like it will be happening over the next 2 years. There's going to be some sort of fun tropical vacation that you're going to be going on. I know that sounds like, wait, what? But yeah, for some reason, this spirit animal sent me that message. So they're also bringing you towards that. And they're saying that you deserve more. And it's okay to want more. You do deserve more. So let's go ahead and see the other spirit animal messages that we have from our koi fish spirit. Let's see, we have the explorer. That one's also talking about travel and some sort of vacation of some kind. Let's go ahead and see the other cards that we have. The Explorer also explore more possibilities and realize that we may not have thought of all the possibilities that there are currently. There's so many more possibilities out there. There's so many more pathways that we could go on. Also having compassion for yourself. Compassion also for your present moment. To not hate where you currently are. To not hate your current circumstances or to feel negative or pessimistic about them. Have compassion for what you currently have and where you currently are, and realizing that there's a blessing in that. The fact that, you know, we're actually surrounded by so many blessings if we just take the time to appreciate them. Like, we're surrounded by the fact that you're here watching this video right now. How is that even possible? I don't even know how the internet works. Although my entire life is basically on the internet. Like, I don't even know how that works. And I'm able to be here providing you this message. And, you know, the fact that we are alive and we're breathing. You know how many things had to go right in our world over the last millions and trillions of years for us to be here right now? You know how many things had to go right for that to happen? So many things have to go right. There's so many things that are already so right, but sometimes we get caught up in other like small little problems that are around us. But in the bigger picture, the problems that might seem really big to us are really small in the entire encompassing everything else that's in our world, right? Like, our problems actually tend to be pretty small, but they feel really big sometimes. But having compassion for yourself, having compassion for your present moment, having compassion for all the things that are surrounding you. So much had to go right for us to be here. It's no mistake that we're here. And there is always enough to go around. And you are deserving of more. You are deserving of more. Plain and simple, you are deserving of more. Let's go ahead and see the other cards that your koi spirit has for you. We have the Queen of Cups. This is a feeling of fulfillment, finding your feeling of fulfillment, the Empress being reversed. Sometimes we don't feel like we have it all, and we might be feeling like we don't have it all right now. I might be feeling like we're missing certain things in our life, but realize that if we can feel abundance in the present moment, if we can learn how to appreciate what we have and feel abundance in the present moment, it will lead us to more abundance. It will lead us to changing our compass, to creating more, to realizing that we deserve more. Because when we feel like we're abundant, even in the present moment, if we can tap into that feeling is going to guide us towards creating more. Because if we feel like we already have that, our thoughts are going to be in alignment with that. Therefore, our emotions are going to be in alignment with that, and our action is going to change. Our action is now going to be in alignment with abundance, and it'll be easier for us to manifest it into our life. And then we also have the Empress here being reversed. So if we're feeling like we lack, we have the ability to create more. But it's around changing our story, changing our worth, realizing we are worthy of so much more. And the koi fish is here guiding you to the idea that there is always enough. So that is what we have in today's video for you, my beautiful group of number 9s. If you had other cards that you were also drawn towards in today's video, be sure to also check those out so you have the other messages from your other spirit guides today. I am sending you so much love, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, my group 10s. If you chose this card, this is going to reveal who your animal spirit guide is. So let's go ahead and find out. I am speechless right now. Okay, we have the scarab beetle spirit. This is perhaps my favorite spirit animal. This one says magic works through you. Obviously, the scarab beetle is very connected to ancient Egypt, and they actually very much worshipped the scarab beetle. It actually represented the brain and the two hemispheres of the brain and the magic that works through that. However, the message that the scarab beetle spirit has for us when it is our spirit guide, it is about realizing our inner magic and realizing that we have inner magic that we can tap into. And the scarab beetle is guiding you towards that. It's also guiding you towards like magic that seems to happen out of nowhere, magic that's unexplainable, that we're like, oh my God, how did that happen? The scarab beetle is with you to help guide you towards realizing this ability and towards creating these moments of magic in your life. Excuse me, I totally just like I had to burp there a little bit. Anyway, sometimes when we burp in readings, I've heard that it indicates truth coming out. So yeah, we're just gonna go with that. So anyway, the scarab beetle spirit, this is your spirit animal, so connected to ancient Egypt. You might even be drawn towards ancient Egypt lately, or Egyptian things, or ancient things, ancient history. Or you might even be drawn to the idea of magic and magic just popping out of nowhere. And that is what this scarab beetle spirit guides us towards. It also gives us those small little inklings of when we get goosebumps that tell us, oh, that's true. Whenever you get goosebumps when you're talking about something, especially if there's like no drafty air or anything like that, but you just tend to get goosebumps or this feeling of these tingles through your body, it's an indication of truth and it's an indication of magic. And that is also very connected to our scarab beetle spirit. So that's an indication that your scarab beetle spirit is with you. If you doubt your ability in your magic, that is when the scarab beetle is likely to come to you. Is usually when you're in doubt of that ability. Usually when we're questioning like where did my manifesting ability go? Where did my magic go? Why am I not in flow? How do other people seem to get this like spark of inspiration, of magic, where good things happen to them, and why is it not happening to me? Sometimes that's usually when the scarab beetle will come and it'll teach us how to manifest. So if you're in that space, that might be why scarab beetle is coming to you, or maybe you've been in that space before and now you're a master of it, but your scarab beetle is still there with you. Either way, it is what it is. But I feel like for most of you, the scarab beetle has come to show you your magic and to realize that you have magic that flows through you every moment. It is your chi, it is your life force energy. It is always there for us to tap into. But our belief in it is what actually allows us to tap into that frequency or not. If we doubt our ability and we're constantly feeling like, ugh, why is it so hard for me to tap into? Why is everything that I do like not representing the magic, miracle, creativity flow that everyone else seems to get? Or like, where did that go? How do I tap into it? The way that you tap into that is through the mind. The scarab beetle, like I was saying in the beginning, represents your mind, the left and right hemispheres. And about tapping in so deep into the mind and so deep into your belief in yourself, in your ability. If you have the ability to do that, which we all have the ability to do that, but sometimes it's hard to work through, we have the ability to do that. And once you do that, once you tap into the belief, the knowing that you are in flow, you constantly have magic and miracles working through you. And if you tap into that feeling, that'll be when you're on that frequency and when you're in that flow. And that'll be when good things start happening to you. I highly recommend listening to affirmations or telling yourself affirmations throughout the day. Telling yourself, good things happen to me all the time. Good things are always flowing into my life. And imagine that right now, all your circumstances just changed right now. And imagine that everything in your life started going right for you. Imagine that everything in your life became so easy and so simple, and you just knew when you're on the right path versus when you're not. And you just knew how to get on the right path even when you wander off of it. And you know exactly what it is that you need to do, and you know exactly what it is to bring you into flow, and that you're constantly getting all these creative ideas that are so easy to act upon, and you get all this inspiration, and it's just so easy and it's so in flow. Imagine that just happened for you right now. When you can tap into that energy, that'll be when you're on that frequency of allowing that magic to do its work. That'll be when you're tapping into that frequency of releasing any of those blocks that were standing in the way of stopping that innate flow of magic. You always have magic and chi flowing through you, but sometimes we stop it with our belief of like, why is this happening? Or why is this? Or this is negative and this is negative. And sometimes that ends up creating these blocks in that flow of that magic. But no more. Because now we got all the chi flowing, the magic is flowing, good things happen to you in every moment, my love. Good things are always happening to you. Magic is flowing through you, ideas are flowing through you, creativity is flowing through you, and it's so easy for you to take action. It's so easy for you to manifest anything it is that you desire. It comes to you so easy. That is your energy now, okay? And that is what Scarab Beetle is guiding you towards. Magic works through you. It is always there. It's about our ability to tap into it with the mind. So that is the message of the scarab beetle. Let's go ahead and shuffle some cards to get any last messages that the scarab beetle has for you. You are very connected to ancient Egypt, my love. In fact, I'm even getting ancient Atlantis is something that you're also very connected to. You're very connected to magic. I feel like some of you, this might sound so esoteric, by the way. Take it or leave it if you will, but a message that I'm getting for you is that you used to be some sort of like mage or like a potion maker or something like this in ancient times. Like I'm feeling like ancient Atlantis era, something like that. You had a very deep knowledge of magic, okay? We also have patience. This is also reminding me of that same shape of the scarab beetle, even though this is a tortoise shell. And that's obviously a scarab beetle. They're very similar shapes. So I feel like this is talking about your mind again. Having patience with yourself. If you don't see results right away, it does not mean that the magic is not working, okay? Have patience with yourself. Trust that it's absolutely working. Scarab beetle right now is actually telling you to make an intention right now of something that you want to happen. Whether you want inspiration to flow through you, or whether you want to manifest more money, or whether you want to manifest some more love, or whatever it is that you want to manifest. Make an intention right now and ask your scarab beetle spirit guide to show you and bring to you exactly that intention. So if you intend like, hey, scarab beetle, I want to intend that I realize the potential of my manifesting power within the next week, or that I get into a flow state within the next week and everything just starts working out for me, or whatever your intention is. Create an intention that you want to discover within the next week. Set that intention. And that's going to come to you so that you can get that bit of proof that that magic is constantly working through you. And you can actually ask anything of your spirit guides at any time, and they will help you. Okay? We also have reflect. Reflect on all the magic that you've already had in your life so that you can start to show yourself like, hey, it's real. You've been doing this for a long time. You've manifested big things in your life already, intentions that you used to have. And the more that you can tap into that, the more that you can affirm to yourself like, hey, it's already been there. You've already been doing this. Okay, we also have the pillar. So you're about to create a lot more strength within this magic. You're about to see a reflection, I think, of your higher self, so that you can become your higher self. You realize that, hey, I'm already that. I'm already the best version of myself, but it's up to me to tap into that. This is also a reflection of the left and right hemispheres of the brain. So tapping into that ability, and when we can get our mind in sync, which a lot of the times through meditation we can do that. We can get the heart and mind and the left and right hemispheres of our brain in sync. It actually amplifies our electromagnetic field and makes manifestation a lot faster. So anytime we're wanting to manifest something, when we have our mind in sync and our brain and our heart in sync, it makes our energy very amplified and very powerful. I know this is getting esoteric. And also we have the pillar here representing left and right. That's funny. Anyway, I really think that you're creating a very strong foundation for yourself right now, and the scarab beetle is guiding you towards discovering more of your magic, more of your ability, and connecting you to your ancient self that I feel like was very connected to magic. And I feel like you are this lifetime as well. However, I feel like it's reconnecting you to that so that you can discover even more of your potential this lifetime. Let's get any last couple cards on this reading now. Any last messages from your spirit guide? Let's see. We have the Three of Pentacles. It is reversed in this. Oh, that one's wanting to come out. And then the Four of Wands. Ooh, Four of Wands upright. Okay. Three of Pentacles being reversed. If something's not working out for you, I'm hearing that those things are going to shift around, and the scarab beetle is helping you to get it to work for you. The scarab beetle is gonna be here to help get things moving, especially if there's been something that's been hard for you to do, or if you're like, everything I do just doesn't seem to work. Sometimes it's about changing our approach. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over again expecting a different result. The scarab beetle is here to tell you to try something new in order to get a result that does work. Sometimes we need to try something new. you're gonna keep getting the same results if you do the same thing over and over again. Try something new. And then the Four of Wands, you're about to build a brand new foundation where you understand your power and your ability so much. And the Scarab Beetle is here to help you become so solid in your manifesting ability, to become so solid in your magic that you won't need much guidance anymore. You will be a master of it. The Scarab Beetle is here to teach you how to master your magic, to master your manifesting. That is what it is here for. You can call upon the Scarab Beetle spirit at any time to help guide you more when you're feeling like you need more of its support and guidance. It is here. It is working its magic with you at all times. And that is what we have for your reading. My beautiful group number 10s, thank you so much for joining me here today for this video. I'm sending you all so much love. And be sure to check out your other spirit animals to get all of the other last messages from your other spirit animals that are currently guiding you at this time. Sending you so much love, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, so my group 11s, if you chose this card, let's go ahead and reveal what spirit animal is guiding you. Okay. I'm speechless right now. I am speechless right now. Maybe not for the reason that you're thinking. This is wild. Okay, you're group number 11, right? This has the number 11 on it. I swear, basically nobody's gonna believe me on this anymore. This is so wild. This has been happening quite often, actually, not every single time, but quite often. So when I was on card number 6, it had a 33, which 3 and 3 together equals a 6. I thought that was pretty wild. And then it happened again on card number 8, where we had a 44, and we were on card number 8, and the 4 and 4 together are obviously an 8. And then on the card number 9, we had a 3 and a 6, and that together is a 9. That was wild. Now we're on card 11, group 11, and there's literally an 11. I do not deliberately do this. Like, I cannot right now. I cannot make this up. Oh, anyway, this didn't happen for the last card. I think the last card was some other number, although it was like card number 10, but it didn't equal a 10. But this is happening again on this card. This is just so wild to me that this is happening very consistently and usually with the angel numbers, which is really wild to me. I'm literally speechless. And I know we should get to your reading, but I just think that this is so wild. If you've been seeing like 1111 around or 111 or whatever, this is going to be a message from your spirit guide, especially since you are card number 11 and we have master number 11 here. This talks about going through a big moment, but sometimes master number 11 isn't very easy. And the butterfly spirit guide, when it comes in, it's usually when we're going through a time of transition or metamorphosis in our life. And sometimes change isn't the easiest thing. Sometimes we resist change, and when we resist change, it actually does become harder. Change is the only thing that is guaranteed in life. Things will constantly transform and change. That is the only thing that we can guarantee. Nothing will ever stay the same. But when we can embrace change, that's when things become easy, and that's when we're able to emerge and realize our wings and our magic. Transformation is beautiful. That is the message of the butterfly spirit. Sometimes the butterfly spirit can come up when we're going through something difficult, because again, sometimes change isn't the easiest thing. Sometimes change is easy, and sometimes, your metamorphosis might be easy and beautiful and breezy, and it can be. It can be. Although sometimes it's not. And if it's not, and we might be experiencing a transition that's very difficult for us, or maybe it's been hard for us to let go of something and to accept a change. And the butterfly spirit comes to us when we're going through that. And the butterfly spirit helps us realize the beauty within change and asks us to go with the flow of it. And as soon as we start allowing it, that's when we become light like the butterfly, because the butterflies, they're almost weightless. They're so, just ethereal, they're magical, they're very weightless, and even the slightest bit of wind, I feel like, could just blow a butterfly away. So it's as if the winds of change have come into your life, and it's as if you're a butterfly who's trying to fly against that. And that can become pretty difficult. However, when we choose to go with the flow, those winds of change bring us to some of the most magical moments of our life. There's magic at play. Anytime that there's change, there's winds of change. That's deliberate from the higher realms of the universe. And I know that might sound really esoteric, but it's from the higher realms of the universe. And those winds are here to move us somewhere new. If you think about a butterfly, they represent metamorphosis and transformation because they start off as a caterpillar and then they go through this hard time of being trapped in this cocoon, and they transform into a butterfly from a caterpillar. You're going through a transformation right now. And although it may be difficult, although it may feel trapping, it may feel difficult, it may feel hard, you're growing your wings right now. And the butterfly spirit is here to help you realize your wings. Also, sometimes we go through hard things in life, and the butterfly spirit has a very particular message with that. So, for example, when the butterfly is in its cocoon and it has just finished transforming, it has to come out of that cocoon. And breaking out of that shell is actually very difficult for the butterflies, actually very difficult, and sometimes it takes them a while, and sometimes certain butterflies don't even fully come out. However, this is not to say that you're not going to come out of your cocoon. You are, 100%, and the butterfly spirit is here to teach you and show you how to come out of that cocoon. Sometimes it's really difficult and it's a bit of a struggle. If you help the butterfly out of its cocoon when it's trying to get out, you actually end up hurting that butterfly because it won't become strong enough to actually fly after. So when we go through challenges, the butterfly spirit is here to tell you to embrace whatever that challenge may be, whatever that resistance or difficulty might be. Embrace it, go with the flow of it, and realize that it's making you stronger so that you'll be able to fly, so that you'll be able to feel weightless in this next chapter of your life, so that you can realize your greatness and get to new heights that you've never, ever experienced before. Master number 11 is so divine because you're about to master something in your life. You're about to master something. The butterfly spirit masters flight, which in our life, since we don't have wings as humans, that would translate to mastering the ability to up-level your life to new heights that you could have never even thought were possible for you. Transformation is beautiful, and this is bringing you to a beautiful transformation that is going to help you so much, and it is going to be so beautiful. So if you are facing difficulty right now of any kind, the butterfly spirit is here to help bring ease on that and to also help to teach you how to get to the next level of your life beyond what you've ever imagined before. Okay, so let's go ahead and see some more messages that the butterfly spirit has for you. We have sacred destruction. I feel like this is breaking out of your cocoon, breaking out of your shell. That is one aspect that the spirit animal wants you to know and to also speak your truth. And we have the universe card. Realizing that this is all part of the bigger picture of what you've been trying to manifest. Some things are not meant to stay in our life forever, and sometimes we need to accept that. And this sacred destruction is, I feel like, the destruction of the shell that you've been in, the cocoon that you've been in, to allow yourself to expand outside of your comfort zone. This is time to break that shell that you have, expand outside of that comfort zone, explore outside of it so that you can reach new heights and realize that there are new things out there that you're not even aware of yet, that are so much better, so much greater than anything you've experienced as the caterpillar before. You're about to experience them as the butterfly as long as you allow yourself to be free. Speak your truth. So this is about opening that throat chakra, speaking what it is that you feel. I feel like this is also calling you to open up, to transform your voice, to transform and maybe release inhibitions. I feel like some of you have maybe had inhibitions when it came to speaking your truth. This is about teaching you how to speak your truth with grace and how to accept that change that might come through speaking your truth. When we speak our truth, it may cause ripples in our life. It may cause change. However, this is all part of the bigger picture and the bigger story right now. This is meant to create change. No more holding back. change is inevitable sometimes, and sometimes we need to embrace that change might happen. The universe as well. This is all part of the bigger picture. This is all part of the bigger picture of how your life is meant to unfold, and it's bringing you to something that you've actually been manifesting. The change that is in your life right now is actually bringing you towards something that you've been manifesting for quite some time. So that is also another aspect. So the butterfly spirit is teaching you how to get towards something that you're manifesting, but it requires change. It requires stepping outside of your comfort zone, breaking free. We also have the Fool card that wanted to come out. And let's get one last card here. We also have the World, the Fool. That's crazy interesting as well. Wow, okay. So the Fool is the first card of the Major Arcana. The World card is the last card of the Major Arcana in the tarot. So that's interesting that we have the first and the last. So this is literally the ending of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. This is opening up a brand new chapter of your life where this is going to be highly, highly up-leveled to a new realm, as long as you're willing to embrace that, as long as you're willing to accept what the butterfly spirit is bringing you towards and calling you towards. If you're willing to break out of that cocoon and allow the winds of change to take place, this is going to bring you somewhere absolutely beautiful. And look at all these butterflies we have here that are guiding you. You're literally right here, right now, on the precipice of something brand new, and these butterflies are helping guide you. You have a lot of butterfly spirits around you, actually. And they're all guiding you. They're guiding you to uplift, to expect more for yourself, to go after more. Is there butterflies in this card too? Oh my God, look at the butterflies in both of these cards. They're guiding you here, and in here they're bringing you to be the master of your world. And we also have the master of your world imagery in this card. Look at all these like correlations. These butterflies are teaching you how to master your world. Whew. That is what we have for you. If you're ever feeling lost, if you're ever feeling like you're going through difficulty, call on that butterfly spirit and ask, what is that butterfly spirit wisdom? Because this is going to help guide you through to becoming the master of your reality, to bring you somewhere completely new where you feel on top of the world and you feel more in control than ever, and you have more possibilities open to you than ever before. Woo! Okay, I feel like I need to like take a breath after that. That was so beautiful, so transformative, which it was meant to be because this is the butterfly spirit that we're talking about here. But yes, that is what the butterfly spirit is guiding you through right now, group number 11. Thank you so much for being here for today's video. If you had any other cards that you were attracted to in this video, I highly recommend also going to check those out to see the other spirit animals that are currently guiding you and what their messages are for you at this time. And again, a huge thank you for being here. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, so group number 12, my flower agate group. If you chose this card, then this is going to reveal your spirit animal that's currently guiding you. So let's find out who your spirit animal is. Okay, so we have the owl spirit for you. It's also so interesting because you have the 43 at the top and you're group number 12. 4 times 3 is 12. And this has been happening for a lot of groups where usually the numbers, if you add them together, will be the actual group number, which has been blowing my mind throughout this reading. It hasn't happened with every card, at least I don't think it has, but I've noticed it quite a few times within quite a few of the groups, and it's just blowing my mind. And your card, if you multiply these, it equals your group number or your card number, which is 12. So that's just blowing my mind that this has been happening quite often throughout this video. So just wanted to mention that. I found that quite significant and cool. So anyway, your spirit animal is the owl spirit. And this is such a magical animal spirit guide. I love that you are connected to the owl spirit and that the owl spirit is currently guiding you. This is one of my favorite spirit animals. First off, the owl spirit teaches us wisdom and knowledge and is calling us to learn more. And whenever we have the owl spirit guide, is a symbol that we are very knowledgeable. And the owl spirit is here to teach you to believe in yourself, to believe in your mind and your wisdom and your knowledge, because you may doubt yourself at times. You may doubt who you are. You may question yourself sometimes and question, like, do I really know what I'm talking about? Like, do I really, like, do I deserve to be here or do this? Or should I even believe in myself enough? Should I act on my dreams? Or am I silly for doing so? I don't know. I'm just getting this feeling like you may question yourself. The owl spirit is here to bring you confidence in believing in yourself and knowing that your mind is actually very developed. You are a very wise and smart human being. You are probably wise beyond your years, but you may not give yourself credit in that way. You may sometimes compare yourself to people who are masters at certain things. You may not see yourself as a master maybe yet, but also at the same time, nobody ever truly really masters anything because there's always more to know. There's always more to uncover. And the owl spirit reminds us of that. The owl spirit reminds us that we can be confident and believe in ourselves for where we're at. And the owl spirit helps us see how advanced we already are. And it helps us master even more of our skills. So there could be something in your life that you're really wanting to master, that you're really wanting to learn much more about. And the owl spirit guide is here to help you master something, to help you hone on your skills even more and develop them even more to the point that you are incredibly confident in them. And so that you can begin to really believe in yourself and take yourself to the next level in something. So the owl spirit guide is here to help guide you towards learning more and to help guide you where you are trying to go in life and what you're trying to achieve. The owl spirit is usually also with us when we are highly sensitive and highly intuitive. I don't mean sensitive in like a bad way. I mean sensitive as in like very psychic, very intuitive, very empathic. You pick up on things very easily. And the owl spirit is usually with us when it is teaching us how to use those skills with more control and more ease, rather than feeling like we need to maybe reject them, or if we feel like we pick up on things really easily without deliberately trying to. So for example, I feel like you might be someone who, when you're out in public, you might pick up on energies of other people without even realizing it. And then you might feel very clouded, very brain foggy. You might feel very confused and feel like there's a lot of like mental chatter or mental clutter going on. And that happens to really empathic, really kind of intuitive people, because before we know how to fully control those abilities, they tend to kind of just be on autopilot, and they might start picking up on energies all around. And then we're wondering, okay, what is all of this stuff that's going on in my mind and in my energy field? Why am I feeling all cluttered and scattered? And that can be a side effect of being very sensitive. However, the owl spirit can be with us when it's trying to teach us how to be in control of those abilities, so that we're not picking up on things that we don't deliberately want to pick up on. And that way we can still live a normal life, but tap into our abilities when we want to, rather than having them just be open and active 24/7. So the owl spirit can come in to teach us how to use our abilities better, how to be even more trusting when it comes to our instincts, when it comes to our intuition. The owl spirit is teaching you how to dive into it deeper, how to develop that so much deeper, and how to be in control of it. So that's what the owl spirit also teaches us. It says, you see clearly now. So rather than being scattered, rather than being all over the place, it helps us see clearly. And it also helps us with our direction, and knowing where to go in life. Like the owls are nocturnal. They're nocturnal animals, and they have the ability to really use their senses to navigate in the dark, to get things done even when it's pitch black out. They have their senses highly, highly acutely tuned, and the animal spirit guide of the owl is here to teach you how to be in control of yours, so that you can use them to achieve what you desire on a bigger level. So let's go ahead and get some more cards on this group to kind of get any more information that the owl spirit guide has for you today. So let's see. We have connect to heart. So connecting to your own inner feelings so that you can understand what are your emotions versus what are the emotions that you might be picking up on. We also have ascension. So the owl spirit's also teaching you how to up-level yourself, how to ascend and up-level your energy so that you can be in more control of, your intuitive senses, but also to ascend your mind, to elevate your mind, to understand more, to gain more wisdom, more insight, more knowledge. I feel like the owl spirit is guiding you towards much higher learning. And the owl spirit guide is guiding you to be more confident in yourself, kind of like we were saying earlier. I also feel like you're gaining more magic in your life through the owl spirit. The owl spirit's just so mystical, so magical. And since you have this one as your guide, I just feel like you're going to go through so much learning, so much connecting to your own heart, your own intuition, being in control of your own emotions more, being more acutely tuned to picking up on more intuition and being able to decipher that and filter that in a way that's very easy for you to understand. So I feel like all those things, the owl spirit guide is teaching you so much right now. So let's go ahead and see any last cards we have for you from your owl spirit guide. So we have the Queen of Swords being reversed. I feel like the owl spirit guide is really helping you control your mind more and to also help you believe in yourself more. So rather than feeling like you aren't good enough or questioning yourself, over-questioning yourself, questioning your mind, your ability, your knowledge, your wisdom, it's helping you believe in yourself. This owl spirit guide is helping you see your truth, see your wisdom, see your greatness. I feel like some of you are being called to step up to a teacher position. I feel like you're an avid student, and the owl spirit comes when we are such an avid student. But sometimes we need to transition from being the student of life, and we are a forever student, even teachers are forever students. But I feel like for some of you, there's a teacher aspect that's coming out of you that you're ready for, and the owl spirit guide is helping you, give you the wisdom and the tools to embrace your teacher side. We also have Queen of Wands being reversed. 2 queens being reversed here. How are you holding yourself back in life, my love? Group 12, how are you holding yourself back in life? How are you questioning yourself or doubting yourself? The owl spirit is here to help you believe in yourself, to help you own your abilities, to be in control of your abilities, to be in control of your mind, to be in control of what you're passionate about rather than letting the fire burn out in you. The owl spirit guide is here to help teach you how to yield your tools and your skills in a way that pushes you forward rather than using your skills and tools against you and holding yourself back or pushing yourself back and doubting yourself. The owl spirit guide is here to help you use those tools in a way that boosts you up, that ascends you rather than pushes you down. So that is the last message that the owl spirit guide has for you, group number 12. It is here to teach you so much, guide you so much towards an up-leveling, towards more knowledge, towards discovering more about who you are, owning your abilities and your skills, mastering some of those abilities and skills so that you can move forward with confidence and conviction rather than with doubt or fear. So that is what your owl spirit guide is here to teach you. I feel like this owl spirit guide has been with you through multiple lifetimes, by the way, and is usually a spirit guide with you in every lifetime that you have to help teach you to master different things and help connect you deeper to your purpose. So that is your spirit guide. You can call on them whenever you feel like you need more of their energy, more of their guidance in your life. You can call on them and ask them for help in any moment in time, and the owl spirit guide wants you to remember that. So be sure to check out any other card or group that you were drawn to in the beginning, just so that you can see what your other animal spirit guides are and what messages that they have for you for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! All right, so my beautiful group of 13s, if you chose this pile with our amethyst crystal, this is going to be the revealing of your animal spirit guide. So let's go ahead and see who is guiding you. Wow, okay. Group 13, we have the peacock spirit as the animal spirit guide that is guiding you. So first off, you may be already feeling some of the messages that are going to come behind this, because I feel like this one is just so clear. At least for me it is. But this animal spirit guide comes when we are struggling with some sort of insecurity, or maybe we have a direction or have a purpose in life where we know that we're meant for something great, but we might be holding ourselves back. We might be questioning ourselves. We might be like, who am I to do this? Maybe I'm not meant for this, even though I feel like you have a deep feeling that you're meant for something greater. However, when it comes to your confidence to actually step into that role, you've been really questioning yourself. You've been pretty harsh on yourself. And the peacock spirit comes when we are meant to learn how to own the spotlight, when we are meant to learn how to be more confident in ourselves. And this could even be relevant for some people, even if you don't feel like you're meant to necessarily be in the spotlight. The peacock spirit also comes to help us teach confidence when it comes to who we are. Also, when it comes to our physical appearance sometimes. Sometimes the peacock spirit can come when we are struggling with acceptance of ourselves and of our appearance, of who we are, of our background, of our past, anything like this. The peacock spirit comes to help us with confidence and to believe in ourselves and to start to love ourselves, to be confident enough to let it all out, to let it shine. If we feel like we're holding ourselves back in some way, if we feel like we're repressing parts of ourselves in order to fit in order to people please, in order to not be judged, in order to not fail or potentially make a fool of ourselves, the peacock spirit is here to teach us that confidence is everything. And you must have enough courage to try something, even if it means that you might suck at it at first, right? So whenever we try something new, there's a potential that we might suck at it. There's a potential that we might fail, or we might have hurdles to get over, but there's no such thing as true failure unless we stop trying. Nobody is perfect right at the beginning of something, even if it looks that way from the outside. Nobody is perfect at anything when they first begin it, and the peacock spirit is here to tell you and show you, like, hey, we might not be perfect yet, but the thing is, we need to accept and love ourselves for who we are, and we need to let it shine. We need to let it shine. We need to get ourselves out there, because we're going to learn how to walk the walk, how to talk the talk, how to, be who we're meant to be as we get out there and we start trying. That's when we start learning, right? And this is also, again, about confidence in yourself, confidence in your appearance, confidence in who you are. Everything about you, the peacock spirit is here to show you that you're allowed to shine. You're allowed to shine your light. You're allowed to speak your voice and speak your truth. You're allowed to do all of that, okay? Also, it's so interesting that our beautiful peacock spirit here, it sort of looks like their throat chakra is opening and that it's like beaming out with light. There's something that you might feel the need to say, or maybe use your voice more, maybe allow expression more. Let it shine. Let yourself express. Let yourself be who you are. I feel like there's a creative side that wants to emerge from you. And the peacock spirit is like, be confident enough and the creativity will be there. Some of you have maybe even felt like at a creative hurdle in your life where it feels like creativity is not really flowing like it used to. And if so, the peacock spirit indicates that we've been so harsh on ourselves and we've been questioning ourselves or feeling negative towards ourselves to the point that it's dimmed our creativity and it's blocked our creativity, because creativity naturally flows through us at all times. But we can sort of take the spark away from that creativity when we are against ourselves so much. We sort of block that flow. Like, why would we feel motivated to let ourselves shine or to allow the creativity to spark out and get the motivation to maybe do something super creative when we are being so harsh on ourselves? Of course, that's going to dim our light and kill our creativity. The peacock spirit is here to reawaken your creativity through the acceptance and love of yourself and knowing that you deserve to let it shine. You are worthy to let it shine. You are worthy. You're just as worthy as anyone else on this planet to let it shine. And the peacock spirit is here to help guide you through that, to help guide you through confidence. So anytime that you feel unconfident or you're questioning yourself or you're feeling negative towards yourself, call on your peacock spirit guide, because your peacock spirit guide is here all the time. Call on your peacock spirit guide, become like the peacock, even watch a video of a peacock online and allow yourself to sit in that energy of the peacock where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna let my feathers shine, I'm gonna let it all out, and don't discourage yourself. Even if things go wrong, peacock spirit says to own it, you know? So even, for example, let me give you this example. I feel like peacock spirit wants me to give you this example, is imagine that you let it shine, and let's say that someone mocks you or makes fun of you for you just being yourself. And let's say it's kind of really harsh, and let's say that normally that would be very triggering. What if you just owned it instead? And what if you're just like, yeah, you know what? That is me. That is who I am. You know, what if they're like, I'll give a personal example, I guess. So before I had Invisalign, I had these two teeth that would stick out like vampire teeth a little bit. And when I was in high school, some people would make fun of them, and I always felt like pretty insecure about it. And somebody was like, oh my gosh, like you look like a complete vampire. And normally I'd feel super insecure when somebody said that. But then I got to this point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna own it and be like, yeah, like I could bite you. Like in high school, like, yeah, I have vampire teeth. I'm like, cool, I'm a badass. I have vampire teeth. And I just started to own it. And then I started liking the fact that I had those teeth. And even though I got Invisaligns later on to try to like straighten my teeth a bit, and they're definitely a lot straighter now, but I just decided to own it. And then it no longer hurt me. And then it just became like a more funny thing and something that all of a sudden I was like, you know what, that's kind of cool. I have vampire teeth. So, woo. So you just start to own it rather than letting it hurt you. And let's say that you want to be a public speaker. I feel like so many people are fearful of public speaking. So I feel like it's a good example. Let's say you're fearful of public speaking. And let's say that you get super nervous or something when you are speaking in public. But instead, let's say that you owned it and you're just like, guys, I feel like we all have nerves when we're public speaking. And here I am putting myself out here. I'm going to be nervous. I'm going to be a total wreck. But here I am trying it anyway. So make fun of me all you want. And then you just kind of own it. And then all of a sudden the nerves go away. All of a sudden the trigger goes away, right? And you just own where you're at. Rather than trying to be something you're not, just own where you are, but own the fact that you still deserve to be a peacock. You still deserve to let it shine. You still deserve to follow all of your dreams. Just own who you are, accept your flaws. We all have them, but let it shine anyway. The flaws should not stop you from letting yourself shine, right? So let it out, let it shine. That's what the peacock spirit teaches us. So those funny examples, oh my gosh, like, I don't know. Sharing some personal examples here. But anyway, so let's go ahead and see the other messages that the peacock spirit has for you today. Let's see our peacock spirit. We have transmute, literally what we were just talking about. The transmutation of, instead of allowing our flaws or our triggers to hold us back, let's transmute them. Let's change our reaction. Let's change how we associate with those insecurities, right? And if we change how we associate and how we see those insecurities and we just accept them, we can transmute it into something that we just own, that we're just like, yeah, okay, I am silly, I am goofy, I am this, I'm that, I am, you know, whatever. We just sort of own it. Let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. group 13. What else do we have for my group 13s? We have connect to heart. This one came up for the last group as well. So connecting to your heart, this is self-love, loyalty to yourself, loyalty to your heart and what your heart is calling you towards. Let's transmute that old energy. Let's connect to our heart. Let's love ourselves through the process. And good things are coming your way. Like, you can do anything. You can let it shine. Your flaws should not hold you back from anything. We all have flaws, and we can, through accepting them, we can transmute them into something that actually works for us, right? Something that works for us, something that benefits us. Sometimes when we own our flaws, it ends up being like a highlight. Like, for example, there's models that have certain, I don't know if you want to call them flaws, I guess. Like, everyone has these uniquenesses, right? But I remember when models started owning their flaws that weren't necessarily the standard of beauty before, but they started owning them. And then all of a sudden, we noticed that a lot of those models started becoming very popular, and people were like, oh, look at that. That person is like much more relatable. They don't necessarily have straight teeth, or maybe they are shorter than the average model, or whatever the case may be. All of a sudden you transmute something that you thought was against you, and then all of a sudden it starts working for you. All of a sudden it ends up being something unique about you that people are like, hey, I love that about you, actually. So you transmute it. We also have Knight of Pentacles being reversed. Things that you may perceive as a flaw might not be something that other people perceive as a flaw. Let's go ahead and see what else we have for you. Page of Wands being reversed as well. So in what way have we been against ourselves and holding ourselves back from taking action? I feel like you've been much too detail oriented to the point that you don't see your beauty. You don't see how amazing you are. And sometimes when we're too stuck in our perfectionism, the Knight of Pentacles being reversed can indicate that we're too stuck in our perfectionism to the point that we are hindering our ability to move forward. And the Peacock Spirit's here to help you move forward and to help you own your abilities so that you can continue moving forward and making big leaps towards your success. So that you can take those leaps. Imagine if the peacock was so scared to be a peacock and never showed his feathers because let's say he was missing one of his feathers, and let's say he's like, no, the balance is wrong. I'm never going to let it shine. I'm never going to let it out. He's going to live such a hard life. But imagine if he just owned the fact that he was missing a feather and that he shined it all anyway, and that he's like, you know what? That's a battle scar. When I was a kid, I got into a ruffle and somebody pulled out my feather, but I own it. I own it. I own the fact that maybe I'm a little bit not so balanced anymore, but the fact is like some people see that as like a piece of beauty, a piece of uniqueness. So I don't know, the message is coming through from the Peacock Spirit to tell you to own it. Then we also have the Page of Wands being reversed. So in what way have we been holding ourselves back from taking inspired action because of perfectionism? Let's allow ourselves to embrace some of those imperfections. We all have them, right? And let's move forward. Let's let it shine. Let's connect to our heart center. Realize that we can love ourselves, we can accept ourselves, and we can transmute any of those flaws into something that ends up working for us, right? So that is the message of your Peacock Spirit. Feel free to call upon them at any time that you feel insecure, anytime that you need a boost of confidence, because your Peacock Spirit Guide is here to help you learn how to let it shine, how to help you learn how to be confident in yourself, how to love yourself, how to accept yourself, and all of that jazz. So that is what your spirit guide is here to teach you and here to help you with. Thank you so much for joining me here, group number 13, and be sure to check out any other cards that you were drawn to in order to connect with any of the other animal spirit guides that are currently guiding you right now and what their messages are for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. All right, so group number 14, if you chose this pile, we have our Mukhet Jasper here. Let's go ahead and find out who your animal spirit guide is. All right, group 14, your animal spirit guide is the bear. This one is so fun in so many ways and also has a very deep message. So there's actually a few messages that the brown bear spirit has. For one, it helps us let's talk about, I'm debating which one to talk about first. Why am I just debating? Let's just talk about any of them. So anyway, brown bear spirit. One of its first messages is to relax more. And sometimes we are rushing things. Sometimes we feel behind, and we might be comparing ourselves to other people who are maybe in their cheetah phase, and they're moving so fast, and they just seem to get things done so quickly, and they're light years ahead. And the brown bear spirit comes when we may need to take some time out, we may need to relax, we may need to let things unfold a little bit more before we can take action. The brown bear spirit hibernates for a large amount of the year. And sometimes we need to go into a rest mode. We need to relax a little bit more. We need to recuperate our energy, hibernate out for a little bit, and allow ourselves to integrate whatever we've been learning, to allow ourselves to rest and relax rather than rushing and feeling like we are slowing down or anything like that. The brown bear spirit is here to help us regenerate and rejuvenate, especially if we feel like we've been rushing around, and especially if we've been feeling like we're behind. Sometimes the best thing that we can do is take time to recuperate. Sometimes that is the smartest thing to do and gets us more ahead than anything else in life. So the brown bear spirit is here to tell you to relax. And it's interesting in the beginning of this reading when I was like, which one do I talk about first? Which one do I go into first? It's like this confusing thing. So you might be going through a time where you're like, what action do I take next? I need to be clear on it. I need to figure it out. I need to know which way to go. I need to know what to do next. And there might be this feeling of being racing against time. But the brown bear spirit is like, no, let's relax. Let's chill. We have everything we need. We're going to be okay. Let's rejuvenate our energy. Let's relax. And this second message of the brown bear spirit is to help us face anything that we're currently facing and to help give us strength to face it with ease. The brown bear spirit can teach us about our fears, about competition, and can teach us our strength to face those fears, to speak up, and to kind of overcome bigger obstacles. The brown bear spirit gives us the strength to do that, but the brown bear spirit says you do not need to rush it. You don't need to rush. You can move slowly and wisely and take big, strong steps forward, or not necessarily big, I guess, because the brown bear spirits are kind of slow, but like you can take these strong steps forward through a place of calmness and rejuvenation and honoring your time to relax. Instead, allow rest and rejuvenation to bring you the ideas that you need. And through rest and relaxation, and as we rejuvenate our energy, we'll notice that our mind becomes clear, we understand things better, and then we're able to better understand how we need to move forward. But sometimes relaxation is essential. And since we have that brown bear spirit guide for you, this is about relaxing, feeding yourself nourishing foods, allowing yourself time to breathe, to relax, to let go of any feelings of needing to rush or having this anxiety around your life. The brown bear spirit is like, no, everything is good. And I'm here to help ground you, right? The brown bear spirit is such a grounding spirit. Helps us come back to our center and all of that. So let's go ahead and see any other messages that our beautiful brown bear spirit guide has for you today. Let's go ahead and shuffle these cards and let's see what else our brown bear spirit friend has. The brown bear spirit is also helping you deal with anything in your life that's currently difficult for you. And the brown bear spirit says that if you're ever fearful of something, if you're ever scared to face something, call on the brown bear spirit guide and they will help you through that. They will help boost you up and power you up and to realize your inner strength so that you don't need to fear other things anymore. Okay? And the brown bear spirit also says to take slow but smart and powerful moves rather than trying to take quick, spontaneous, fast moves. If we do quick, spontaneous, fast moves, we're going to notice that things aren't really working out for us when we have our brown bear spirit guide. Brown bear spirit guide is like, no, slow, strong, and powerful moves. This is not a time of rushing. Since our next two cards, we have the Magician, the Magi, and the Reflection card. This is a time to reflect on your past and learn from it and find the magic within you. There is miracles waiting for you, but it's waiting for you as you kind of take a breath and slow down a little bit. Take time out. And I feel like your dreams are going to give you a lot of answers to whatever it is that you're facing right now. And when you're taking naps, I think your imagination is just going to, as you allow your imagination to kind of relax, it'll bring you answers to any issues you're currently facing as you take time out to reflect. Then the Magician. The Magician, you have everything you need to make miracles happen. And I really feel like miracles are going to happen for you. And our lovely bear spirit is helping you bring in those miracles into your life. I feel like the brown bear spirit is going to leave you with a gift after he's done guiding you. He's about to leave you with a gift. And I feel like this gift is going to come in about 4 to 6 months for you. 4 to 6 months. They're going to leave you with a gift after you're done the learning through the brown bear spirit. You'll know what this gift is afterwards. After you're kind of done this lesson of moving a little bit slower, but more powerfully and stronger, I feel like you're going to realize what this gift is after that. So let's go ahead and get any last cards to reveal any last messages from our beautiful brown bear spirit guide. We have the Devil being reversed. So he's teaching you how to unchain yourself from feeling like you are chained or bound to certain maybe responsibilities, bound against time, bound against life, and is teaching you how to come back to following your intuition and creating more time for fun in your life. When was the last time you allowed yourself to have real, genuine fun without being stressed out about other things in your life? When was the last time you allowed yourself to genuinely disconnect from responsibilities, to disconnect from the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and genuinely relax and have fun? Your kind of fun. Brown bear spirit is saying, take time out, enjoy life along the journey. And then as you do that, you're going to start gaining wisdom of how to move forward with ease, how to move forward in a way that feels good rather than feels a lot of pressure and a lot of rushing. You've been chaining yourself to things that don't make you feel good. You've been chaining yourself and feeling so stressed and anxious, and the brown bear spirit's like, no, relax. Connect back to the fun of life. Connect back to the ease of life. Use your magic to conjure the reality of your dreams. The reality of your dreams isn't one where we feel so stuck and so, tied down. This is time to set yourself free. By relaxing, by rejuvenating, by having fun in the ways that feel good and rejuvenating to you, that set your heart on fire so that you feel like you're living your dream life rather than feeling like you're living a life where you're chained and stuck, right? So that is our brown bear spirit guide message for you. So group number 14, thank you so much for joining me here today for this message from our beautiful brown bear spirits. Call on them anytime that you need strength, anytime that you need wisdom, anytime that you need to remember to relax and have fun, anytime that you need to make powerful, strong, but slow moves rather than rushing. So that is your spirit guide. Be sure to check out any other cards that you were attracted to in today's video and that you were drawn to, so that you can connect with any other animal spirit guides that are currently with you and currently guiding you through this moment of your life. Feel free to even come back to this video at different moments of your life to see which animal spirit guide is guiding you right now. And I'm sending you so much love, group number 14, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Okay, so group number 15, if you chose this card, this is going to reveal who your animal spirit guide is. So let's go ahead and find out who is guiding you. Okay, number 15, my 15s. Your animal spirit guide is the frog spirit. This one actually has such a powerful message that I feel like is so important. So as it says on the bottom of this card, it says, clear out the clutter. So what is going on in your life that's making you feel overwhelmed, that's making you feel uninspired or disconnected? And the clutter, the frog spirit reminds us that sometimes we need to do a cleanse of our overall life, whether that be like a cleanse of our actual space, because maybe we notice that we're just collecting a lot of clutter and maybe it's overwhelming. Maybe there's just so much to clean up all the time because we have so much stuff and we're like, oh my God, how do I take care of all of this stuff? Or this could be talking about events and commitments. So maybe we've overcommitted ourselves to things that we're just like, this is bothering me, or I'm overcommitted to way too many things, or I'm trying to do so many things at once that it's distracting, it's overwhelming, it's too much, it's frustrating, and we can't seem to focus on one thing at once. And maybe we don't have time for ourselves anymore because it's just so much going on. And the frog spirit is like, hey, it is time to clear that out. Maybe we have so many things around us that are like reminding us of like this, of that, of what we were committed to then and what we were committed to then. And then, maybe we tried to take up a painting hobby and we have paint stuff sitting in the corner and then we haven't touched it in the last 6 months. And then maybe we bought this other thing because we're like, I'm going to become a music producer. And then we bought all these things and now that's just sitting in the corner collecting dust. And we bought all these books that we haven't read yet and it's making us feel anxiety because we're like, you guys get the point. Either way, the frog spirit comes to remind us to take time out to clear out the clutter. When it comes to your phone and your laptop, what is going on there that maybe we need to clean out, clear out? What is going on in your home that you should clean out and clear out? When it comes to your responsibilities and your commitments, what maybe do we need to clear out in order to have a reset, a refresh, so that we can minimalize our life a little bit, to be a little bit more minimal, so that we feel like we can easily stay on top of the things that we need to. What is important to you? It's time to prioritize and ask yourself, what is essential? What is important? And if you're struggling with that, the frog spirit asks us to figure out, what is it that we value most? What do we value most in our life? And then we can categorize different things in there and figure out what's worth getting rid of, what maybe can I either put off to another time or completely just get rid of and move on from. It is time to do some real clearing. And it's also time to do clearing in a way that's not going to bring you more anxiety, because sometimes when we tend to just take all the things and we're just like, let me just push it to like next month, that's going to bring us a whole bunch of anxiety in the future, right? We can take certain things and maybe push them off into the future a little bit. But then the other things, we should probably just clear it out so that it's not on our minds, it's not giving us anxiety, we're not setting ourselves up for anxiety in the future and other things. It is time to do a declutter of our mind, our emotions, our physical world, of our eventful world, and all of that, and our responsibilities. So the frog spirit is here to help you hop from this cluttered lily pad to a clearer lily pad, and to help you kind of organize things. This is an organization energy, and I'd highly recommend, like, when this frog spirit comes up, like, take an entire day if you can, if not maybe a few days if possible, to truly replan and declutter your entire life. even do it slowly over time. Maybe take an hour of every evening to start decluttering, or whatever it is that works for you, obviously, whatever works for your schedule. But that is the message behind our beautiful frog spirit guide friend. And let's go ahead and get any other messages from our beautiful frog spirit guide. It's also interesting, we have the 2 and the 8. Numerologically, that equals a 10, which is a 1 in numerology, and that signifies a new cycle and a new beginning. But the 2 and the 8 together are also significant. The 2 is about planning for what is truly possible for you and what you truly want, so that you can create more abundance and more prosperity in your life. This feeling of freedom, this feeling of infinite potential. And that is your new cycle. So let's go ahead and see our other cards for you. We have the Pillar coming up, and we have the card of Patience. Why do I feel like frogs and turtles are so similar? I feel like a turtle is literally just a frog with a shell. And it's interesting we have the shell here. So patience. Patience with yourself. Don't feel like you're rushing yourself, because that's just going to give you more anxiety. So don't feel like you need to rush the declutter either, but let's actually get to it. Let's commit to what isn't going to necessarily overwhelm us, but what's realistic and practical that we can start committing ourselves to start clearing things out, so that we can create a strong foundation for us, and that we can walk through a new doorway into a new life. That one that works for us, one that supports us. The Pillar talks about the support in us. Maybe we can also ask for help if we need. Maybe there's a friend who can help us. Maybe we have a friend who loves organizing. Maybe we have a friend who's like the master of scheduling, right? Maybe we have somebody who can help us with some of our tasks. Maybe some of our responsibilities, we can delegate some of those. But this is about having patience with yourself to clear all of that, not rushing it. I feel like when the frog spirit comes up, it's an indication that we tend to kind of rush ourselves, and we tend to kind of put a lot of pressure and fire under our butts. We don't need to do that in this case. We just need to do it again in a way that is practical, but allows us to actually make progress in the decluttering and reorganization of our life. So let's go ahead and get any last cards that our frog spirit guide friend has for us today. We have the 2 of Cups. So what do you truly want to connect to? Literally, this is a huge message that the frog spirit guide is saying, to ask for help from someone who's supportive, maybe asking for guidance or advice from somebody who maybe seemingly has their life together. I mean, all of us sort of, nobody really perfectly has their life together, but at the same time, there are people who may have their life together a little bit more, and maybe we can ask for advice from them. Like, how do you organize yourself? How do you organize your time? How do you organize your schedule? Let me learn from you. Let me get some inspiration here. The frog spirit guide is also saying that you can also connect with them whenever, so you can call on the frog spirit guide whenever you feel like you need help to organize yourself. Or if you're feeling like, if you tend to kind of hop from one lily pad to another, and then you kind of realize that you have all these unfinished projects, call on your frog spirit guide and ask, what is the most essential project that I should work on, or thing that I should focus on? And let's stick to those lily pads, and not try to own every single lily pad in the pond, not try to begin every lily pad in the pond and then realize like, oh shit, I have a lot of lily pads to take care of, and a lot of lily pads to tend to. Let's not overexpand ourselves. Let's expand at a rate that works for us. And then we have the 4 of Wands. This is about setting a proper, solid foundation that is reliable, that is easy for you to trust, and that is stable. This is about creating stability in your life, so that you don't feel like you're on shaky ground all the time, so that you don't feel like you have to hop from one lily pad to the other so quickly that you feel like you're going to lose balance and fall into the pond, right? This is about taking care of what's important, having all your bases covered, and feeling like, okay, I can control all of these things. I'm good with that. So that is what the frog spirit guide is here to help you with. That is what they are guiding you through. So my beautiful group number 15s, that is what is happening for you right now. This is about not having too many lilies in the pond, or lily pads in the pond that you need to take care of and that you're jumping to and fro. So group number 15, thank you so much for listening to this reading. I hope it offered some guidance in some way, shape, or form for you and helped you understand your frog spirit guide a little bit more. And thank you so much for being here. Be sure to check out your other cards that you were drawn to. If you had more cards that you were drawn to in this video, be sure to also check those out so that you can connect to any of the other animal spirit guides that are guiding you right now and so that you can hear their messages. I'm sending you all so much love and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, so group number 16, my Angel Aura Crystal Cluster Pile. If you chose this card, this is going to reveal the spirit guide that is currently in your life, bringing you guidance. So let's find out who that is. All right, so group 16, we have the Chameleon Spirit as your current spirit guide that is with you. This one is a really fun one to talk about. So there's a lot of underlying messages within this card and within this spirit animal. So for one, the chameleon spirit, they tend to know how to blend into their environment, but sometimes they need to remember who they are because they can tend to blend to their environment so easily that they kind of lose touch of their own uniqueness sometimes. That's one of their messages. So for example, we may have people around us that are going through different things, and maybe we are really good at solving problems. Maybe we have a lot of empathy for people, so we try to help them solve their issues, and maybe we tend to take on some of other people's issues unknowingly because we want to help fix them so much that we end up sort of taking on that sort of color, and we kind of lose our sense of self in the process, and we kind of forget, like, hey, wait, I was on a unique path too, and I was doing all these other things, and now I'm so caught up in other people's drama or other people's lives that I've sort of forgot about myself a little bit. So sometimes we tend to blend to the environments that we're in too much, that we forget who we are and the path that we were on. And the chameleon spirit is here to help us remember our own unique color and our own uniqueness so that we can stand out. And so that we can be on our own path at the same time. And we can remember who we are and what we stand for rather than getting caught up in all of the other things of who we should be or who we're trying to be or, you know, all these different things. The chameleon spirit also comes in. There's another message that this chameleon spirit guide has for us is to learn how to become the individual that we desire to be, and realizing that we have the ability to adapt to anything, and no matter what you're currently going through in life, you have the ability to adapt to anything and to overcome any challenge you face so that you can become who you desire to be. That is the other message behind the chameleon spirit guide. So if you're currently going through things to where you feel like you're being thrown off, or you feel like you can't really be who you desire to be, or you're finding it hard to manifest and you're wondering, how do I manifest my ultimate dream if I'm currently in this other environment that doesn't really match my dream? How do I do that? How do I become who I really truly want to be inside? The chameleon spirit is here to show you how to adapt, how to change, and it's through acting as if. You've probably heard that term before, especially if you're into manifestation. And acting as if doesn't mean like necessarily playing pretend, but it means like, let's say that you want to be an artist, but let's say you currently work a 9-to-5 job, maybe you work at a bank, and you're like, has nothing to do with art, and maybe you feel like you don't have a lot of time to work on your art because when you get home, maybe there's just a lot of other responsibilities, like we need to do laundry, we need to cook dinner, we need to do this, we need to do that. And maybe we find it hard to connect to, hard to be that artist when we're living in this completely different reality. The chameleon spirit calls on us to act as if, which doesn't mean to play pretend, but it means to begin to see yourself as an artist, because you can be anything at any moment. If you desire to be an artist, you can be an artist who just so happens to also have another job working at a bank. You don't need to see yourself as someone who works at a bank who's trying to be an artist but doesn't have time for it. Instead, flip that to being an artist who is temporarily also working at the bank. Like, do you see that difference? And the chameleon spirit shows us how to blend into the person, how to blend our current reality into the reality that we desire so that we can begin the transition. The chameleon spirit helps us with transitions, how to transition from one way of being to transitioning into being another, because the chameleon knows how to change its colors. It knows how to blend into any environment. So you can be your dream self who's just temporarily living in this reality, but in the transition into their dream reality. The chameleon spirit guide helps us with those transitions. The chameleon spirit guide helps us become our dream self, helps us create our dream reality. This is such a manifestation type of spirit guide who helps us become who we deeply desire to be. That is what this spirit guide is helping you with. So let's go ahead and pull some more cards onto this reading to get any more messages that our beautiful chameleon spirit guide has. Let's see. Group 16, we have compassion. So having compassion, having space for yourself, and the outlaw, giving certain things the boot. Giving the boot to certain things, not taking on other people's problems anymore, giving the boot to that, not seeing yourself in a way that suppresses your dreams. It's time to boot that out of the way, instead to see yourself as the artist who temporarily has a different job. Or, like, if we flip that perspective, it really helps us see ourselves in a new way so that we take action in a new way. And it's about making room, making time in your life for your dream life. Even if it's just 10 minutes a day, that's more than nothing. And it's better than nothing. Even if we can change our life 1% every day, and I feel like 1% is usually pretty doable, by the end of a year, you've changed your life over 30%. Your life will change over 30%. That's some big change right there. Over the course of 2 years, you're changing radically. You're going to be in a completely different reality if you can change 1% per day. If you can change 1% per day to be closer and closer to your dream reality and begin giving the boot to certain things that are no longer serving you, you're going to find yourself making leaps. And you're going to find yourself having great change over the course of a year, over the course of 2 years. You're going to be somewhere entirely different in your life. But it's about having compassion for where you currently are, having gratitude for where you currently are, because you're on the path of your dreams. That path exists right in front of you, but it's your choice whether you want to walk down it and take 1 step per day. Okay, these boots were made for walking. I don't know why that that lyric just came to me when I was looking at the boot. So let's start walking. Let's start walking down that path. Let's start making that path. We can have compassion also when it comes to other people and other people's problems, but we don't need to take them on as our own problem. Okay, that's also another message underneath here. So let's go ahead and see any last messages that our beautiful chameleon spirit guide has. We have 5 of Cups being reversed. Okay, so when it comes to other people's problems, when it comes to our own problems in life, when it comes to our own things that we're sort of not so fond about, it's time to change them. It's time to shed the old skin so that we can transition into the color that we want. When we hang around certain groups of people, and let's say they're really negative, or let's say that, and everyone needs friends, yes, but at the same time, if we allow other people's energy to bring us down, we're really not serving ourselves or the other person much. We can have compassion, but not take on the energy of somebody else, not take on their problems. The chameleon spirit, it's time to transition back into who you are, back into your unique colors. It's time to let go of, seeing yourself as far from your dream reality. You're actually so close, and you have the ability to change who you are. You have that ability. You can shed the old skin. You can start transitioning to someone new. It is time to begin matching the environment that you want, changing yourself to match the reality you want, rather than changing yourself to match the reality you're in. Does that make sense? Change yourself to match the reality you desire, rather than changing yourself to match the reality you are in. That is how you change your reality, is to change yourself to match the reality you desire to be in, rather than matching the reality you're in. That is the act as if. So that is the messages from the Chameleon Spirit Guide. That is who is guiding you right now, my beautiful group number 16s. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I'm sending you so much love, and be sure to check out any other cards that you are also attracted to so that you can figure out your other animal spirit guides if you have not already, and then you can get and receive the messages from those other spirit guides. I'm sending you all so much love, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Okay, my group number 17s. This is going to be your reading all about your spirit guide, your animal spirit guide that is currently guiding you. So let's find out who your animal spirit guide is. Okay, so my beautiful group 17s, your animal spirit guide is the spider. And I know there's so many people that are really scared of spiders. The spider's spirit guide is such a cool animal spirit guide because their message is really cool. I'm really excited to talk about it. So when the animal spirit guide of the spider spirit is guiding you, they teach us how to make our dreams a reality. They teach us how to take a single idea or a single thought and weave it into its physical manifestation. This is about making your dreams real. So if you have an idea, if you have an intention, your dreams, any dream starts from a single thread. And through that single thread, you can weave an entire manifestation. This is also about creativity. So there could be something creative that you're thinking about. There could be something creative that you're like, ooh, I really wish I could experience that or create that in my reality. You might really want to become something or create something in your reality, and the spider spirit is here to help you weave that web and to help teach you how to do that. But you must take action. You might have that thread of that idea. You may have already begun a little bit of that action, but the spider spirit says to continue until it's fully built, to commit to that process of weaving that web. And you may doubt yourself at times, but the spider spirit is here to tell you, let go of any of that doubt. You might think that your dreams are super far away from you because maybe you just have a small little thread of an idea, but maybe your dreams are so vastly big. The spider spirit builds such an intricate, beautiful, wild kind of web from a single thread. Everything starts from that single thread, and the spider spirit is here to teach you how to build that massive idea into reality. That is what it is here for. It is how to weave the magic of energy, of ideas, and of action to make something so physical and so real and so tangible. And it also tells us that any of our dreams, no matter how big or small, are tangible, and we have the ability to make them real. That is what the spider spirit is here for. It's kind of like daydreaming. If you've been doing a lot of daydreaming lately, it's kind of like building the web in your mind. And now it's time to make it real. So make your dreams real. That's literally what this card says on it. So that is what your spider spirit is here for. The other messages, we're going to shuffle these cards to get some other messages from your spider spirit guide. So let's see. We have sacred destruction. We have get curious, and we'll save this card for right after. But sacred destruction, we have the ability to build, we have the ability to destroy. I'm also getting a message that you may have already built such a particular web of your life, and that might be what's causing certain doubts in your ability to weave a new web. You might be like, well, I've already gotten myself so far in this particular direction. I can't just change directions now. Or how do I make this other thing a reality if I'm already here with this web that you might not be so happy with? This spider spirit reminds us that we can build multiple webs in our lifetime. We don't have to stick to just one web. We don't have to. We don't have to sit in the web that we made if we're not super happy with it. We don't have to continue sitting there. You are not obligated to do that. You don't have to feel guilty either for leaving an old web behind. Sacred destruction. Nature changes and destroys things all the time. No web that we ever make will ever last forever. Nothing in this world will ever last forever. Things are changing all the time. So that gives you the right to change too. You've changed. You've changed since you started building your last web. You've changed. You are more than capable, and you're more than, able to start a new one. You shouldn't feel like you need to hold back or that you need to feel guilty for starting a new one. You don't need to feel guilty for that. There's something beautiful about starting fresh. There's something beautiful about maybe even just expanding your nest. Maybe you don't necessarily have to fully destroy it, but we can definitely expand it, and maybe we can renovate part of it, right? Because maybe we're not happy with like a certain corner of that web and we're like, that corner's not really working out for me. You might like one part of it, but not the other. We can do a renovation of our web. You can renovate your life. The spider spirit is here to help you renovate it, help you design. Because guess what? The spiders design their own webs. You know what I mean? Like, it's here to help you design your life the way that you want it. Okay? It's here to help you adapt through change and to tell you that even if you go through change that you're like, hey, I wasn't trying to weave that part, but sometimes wind comes and it'll break part of our web and we're like, wait, what? Oh my God, why did that happen? That's a sacred destruction of the universe that's saying, hey, let's get creative again and build something new here and realize that you can build something even better than whatever was lost. You can build something even better than whatever has been lost. So this is when we can also get curious and get creative and realize that you are the master architect of your life. You are the master architect of your life. So let's get curious and let's look at any part of our web that we don't like, any part of our web that might have fallen apart, any part of our life that has fallen apart or that we don't like. Let's realize that all of this is in divine planning, and let's get curious and let's ask ourselves, ooh, how can I make it even better than it was before? How can I renovate this and how can I change this and how can I build this to be even better than it was before? Like, how can I do that? Let's do that. Let's focus on that rather than focusing on like the guilt or rather than focusing on the fact that something didn't work out. That's okay. You are the master architect of your web, and even if things happen, you can rebuild it even better than before. You can learn from your past mistakes and realize, hey, the wind took that one out last time. How can I build that better this time? Like all these different questions, we can get curious and we can expand ourselves. We can expand that web to something even greater. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Oh, and then our next oracle card is the Magician, the Magi. I can't. Oh, and look at, there's a little spider situation going on over here. At least I think that's a spider. Pretty sure that's a spider. We have a little spider friend here too. So if you needed confirmation that your animal spirit guide is the spider, it is the spider. Some of you may have even been seeing some spiders around, maybe in your dreams, maybe in your home lately. And don't fear them. They are beautiful reminders that you are weaving and architecting your reality. And they're little reminders that you can do anything. Okay? The Magician is the card of reminding you that you can do anything. And look, we have the spider here. It is time to build the web of your dreams. It is time to architect your dream reality. Let's plan it out. Let's find out what we want. And let's realize that we can make anything even better than it was before. And we have the ability to change. We have the ability to renovate. We have the ability to build something new out of a single thread of thought. You are the magician right now. You are in magician energy where you're able to manifest big things, but it's by taking action on those small threads of thought that we get, and to also deliberately take action into thinking about, what do I want? What would be the greatest experience of my life? And how do I make that my reality? Okay, so the spirit guide of the spider is helping you do that and helping you with the creative process. Okay, so we have the King of Cups and then the Seven of Cups. Asking yourself, what do you want? Some of you, since we have the King of Cups being reversed, we might feel down in our emotions. And if we're allowing our emotions to think about everything that didn't work out or all the guilt behind something, we're not really allowing ourselves to enter the realm of creativity, to enter the realm of possibility. So first we need to let go of negative emotions that might be holding us back right now. Let's accept where we currently are. Let's accept all of our feelings. And then let's ask ourselves, hey, what do I want? What would be the most amazing thing to start experiencing right now? What if I could have anything I desired? Let's start weaving that web of thought, and then let's start weaving that web of reality. Even if it starts with a single step. We don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step towards our goal. We don't need to see the entire path before we start the journey. Let's begin. Let's at least know where we're going, what the destination is, and let's start taking the first step. The Seven of Cups is getting into that dreaminess, and the Spider Spirit is here to say, hey, let me help you dream. Like, let's do this together. Let's weave this web. And the Spider Spirit is here to help you do this and help you create this beautiful reality. That is your spirit animal right now. And I love, oh my gosh, I literally love whenever I get the Spider Spirit animal guiding me. I think it is one of the most amazing animal spirit guides. And the fact that you chose this group just shows you that you are on this path right now of weaving something new. And yeah, I mean, the Seven of Cups being here too, this is just such a good card for literally asking yourself, what do you want? And don't be scared of what the outcome might be. You get to weave the whole web, but you need to focus on what you want rather than focusing on what you don't want. You at least need to put the most predominant thoughts towards what you do want, and then that's going to be what you end up getting. That's going to be what you end up weaving for yourself. Okay, so that is our animal spirit guide message from our Spider Spirit, and that is the one that is guiding you right now, my beautiful group number 17s. Woo! There's a lot of change. I highly recommend daydreaming and jotting down what it is that you want your life to look like, and then begin weaving that web by taking the first step. And then anytime that you're confused or lost, anytime that you need help taking that first step or need help dreaming up your reality, call on your Spider Spirit guide and they will help you. They will help you weave that web, connect to the Spider Spirit guide, and realize that you can create anything from that single thread of thought. Okay, my loves, I am sending you so much love. Be sure to check out any other cards that you were drawn to in this video so that you can get any other messages and find out who your other animal spirit guides are and what messages that they have for you today. I'm sending you so much love, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. So group 18, my last pile. If you chose this group, this is going to reveal who your animal spirit guide is. So let's go ahead and find out. Wow, so group number 18, the armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. It's so interesting that I also chose to put black tourmaline on this group because black tourmaline is about protection and boundaries, and you can actually put it in places in your home, such as like near a doorway or near a window, because it sets like an energetic boundary so that negative energies don't come in. So that's kind of interesting that black tourmaline, so it's just really interesting that I ended up putting it on this group because I had no idea that we had our armadillo spirit below here, but this is really cool. So you have the armadillo spirit guiding you right now, group 18. And the armadillo spirit teaches us how to set healthy boundaries, how to say no, and how to express our true thoughts and ideas, especially if we feel at times that we have difficulty expressing our thoughts and ideas. And the armadillo spirit also teaches us the difference between healthy boundaries and walls. Putting up walls is not good. It is not healthy. It shuts things off. It shuts things down. However, when we set healthy boundaries, that is what's good. The armadillo spirit helps us step away from being people pleasers. It helps us step away from saying yes to too many things that we don't actually want to say yes to. Like, how can we honor our true feelings? There also might be certain things that you desire to achieve in your life, and maybe we need to set healthy boundaries with people or things that we used to have in our life that are actually holding us back from the life that we do want. So things that we used to be okay with, maybe we need to start saying no to it. Maybe certain things that, we feel like we should say yes to, but we have this internal feeling like, I really don't want to say yes to that, or I'm feeling no for some reason. It's about honoring that. It's about honoring the way that you feel. It's also about honoring the fact that we need to get people to respect us. And the only way to get people to respect us and what our boundaries are is to have the ability to set boundaries. To set boundaries, to speak about them, to say what it is that we actually want to say, rather than just going along with other people's plans. The more that we say yes to things that we don't want, we end up saying no to ourselves. Every single time you say yes to something that you don't want to say yes to, you are saying no to yourself and what you actually want. Learn how to flip that around to say no to what you don't want, so that you begin saying yes to what you do want. And that is going to bring you to your dream reality. We don't need to put up walls, but we can put up healthy boundaries. And the thing about the armadillo spirit is when we put up healthy boundaries, let's say that someone doesn't respect those boundaries. We have to start saying no and not allowing people to walk all over our boundaries, because sometimes we think that we've set a boundary, but then somebody will disrespect it anyway, but then we just allow that to kind of play out. And we're like, okay, well, nothing I can do about that. Like, I told them what the boundary was. But at the same time, we need to have clear boundaries, and we need to have clear consequences when people do not honor those boundaries. We also need to honor our own boundaries, right? And when we're not honoring our boundaries, then what? They might as well not even be there, right? So the armadillo spirit is helping to teach us how to create those healthy boundaries, what those healthy boundaries are, right? Healthy boundaries help us stay on track to what we desire. And if we veer off course, we're not getting to our destination of where we want to get to, right? It's kind of like a road. The road is leading you to a destination, but if you veer off course, you're not getting to your destination. Like, it's going to be pretty difficult when you veer off course. So boundaries are there to help keep us on track. And when they're not honored, we need to have consequences for that. Otherwise, they will constantly be dishonored. If you don't have consequences when somebody crosses a boundary for you, then they're not going to respect the boundary, right? What would be the point of respecting it if there's no consequences? So this is about respecting yourself, bringing more honor to yourself. The armadillo spirit wants you to respect yourself more, wants you to honor yourself, and wants you to honor your desires, your dreams, and staying on track with them, creating boundaries in your life to stay on track with what you want, and saying no to what you don't want, and no longer allowing those energies, those people, those things into your life that aren't on track and are not respecting your boundaries, okay? So that is what the armadillo spirit is currently teaching you. Group number 18. That is when they come and guide us, is when we need to have more realities. And look, you're the creator. You get to decide what your boundaries are. You get to decide what those consequences are. And if, let's say someone's really disrespecting you and really disrespecting your boundaries, you get to decide to cut them out of your life. You get to decide to be like, no, no more. You cross the line and that's it. No, you're not welcome back here. You get to create those rules, right? Whatever those rules end up being for you, whatever works for you in your life. I'm just throwing out random examples here, but like obviously whatever works for you in your life. You are the creator of your reality, but the only way to stay on track with that reality is to have boundaries. Okay? Let's go ahead and see the other messages from our armadillo spirit. Versatility. Being able to adapt and realizing that sometimes, we might be in a situation where we need to adapt to a new way of doing things. We need to adapt to a new set of boundaries. And sometimes there's certain things in our life that aren't necessarily good for us, and we need to be versatile enough to to tell ourselves like, hey, I know I'm so used to being a certain way, but I need to change. I need to change so that I can stay on track with what I really desire. What you really, really desire. And being versatile enough to say no when you want to say no. Okay, so that's another thing coming up there. I feel like pulling one more card from this deck and then moving on to our tarot. Let's see. There we go. Okay. We have take risk. Take risk to say no. Some of you, I feel like you're scared to say no, and so you adapt to other people a lot. You adapt to what others want because you may fear taking the risk. You might fear what other people might say. You might fear how other people might react. But your armadillo spirit is teaching you how to take risk, how to change in order to be the creator and stay on track, and how to get to your goal. The mountain goat, how to climb the mountain, how to take risk to get to the top of the mountain that you desire. But that's about staying on track so that you don't fall off course. So you don't have to start from the ground up all the time, so that you can stay right on track with what you desire. Let's see our last couple cards here. We have the Temperance coming up. And let's go with all the rest of these because these all came out too. And let's just go with it. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the High Priestess being reversed here. And we also have the Page of Pentacles reversed. So Temperance, balance. Of course, we must honor other people, but also honor ourselves. First and foremost, you should always honor yourself. And then seeing who fits, who actually blends, because Temperance blends the two substances together. If you look at the original depiction, actually she does it here too, where she's blending two different substances together. What blends versus what doesn't blend? Let's say that we have certain set of boundaries because we're trying to get to a certain goal, and let's say there's somebody in our life that has completely opposite type of boundaries. Mixing with them is going to be kind of difficult. It's going to be kind of difficult. Temperance teaches us how to balance different things and how to moderate certain things that might not fit with us very well. How to moderate that so that we're not, dishonoring ourselves or another person. How can we moderate those things? How can we create more balance in our life? How can we create peace? And we create peace through being able to speak up, being able to set healthy boundaries and honor them. Okay? Another message that I'm getting from all of this is if you've been backstabbed, if you've been hurt by somebody else, if someone else is taking advantage of you, that's why boundaries need to be set in place with consequences if somebody dishonors you. We don't need to allow them back into our life until they honor us. Seven of Pentacles being reversed. If we're not getting the results that we want, we need to change it up. Why are we sticking to something if it's not giving us the results that we desire? Because then we can't move forward. Using our intuition. Sometimes we might think that somebody might change, even though they keep showing us that they're not changing. Sometimes we need to see the truth rather than seeing the potential. That's a message coming up. Seeing the truth rather than seeing the potential. Everyone has the potential to change, but not everyone will change. Some people endlessly promise that they will change, but their actions tell us something different. And that's when the High Priestess comes up reversed, is when we are hoping for something that's not necessarily showing results. And we're not listening to our true intuition and what it's telling us. So that's an interesting message coming up. So this is about setting healthy boundaries in your life so that you can stay on track. You are the absolute creator of your reality. And the Armadillo Spirit is helping to teach you how to moderate different things in your life, how to take that risk to say no, to step outside of your comfort zone in order to set those healthy boundaries in your life, in order to stay on track with the life that you desire and the life that you deserve. You deserve respect. You deserve honor. You deserve to have boundaries that keep you on track with the dream reality that you have. So my loves, that is what the Armadillo Spirit is here to teach you. That is how they are here. If you ever are through a situation or going through a situation where you find it hard to step up for yourself, or you find it hard to stand up for yourself and say no to certain things, to, say no to people pleasing and all of that, call on the Armadillo Spirit. They are here to offer you strength, to make you feel protected, for the ability to set healthy boundaries, and to create a safe space for yourself. You are the creator of those safe spaces, and we can distance ourselves from anything that doesn't make us feel that way. Okay? That's about setting those healthy boundaries and going for what you desire and respecting yourself enough to remove yourself from situations you don't want. So that is what the Armadillo Spirit Guide is here for. That is what they're here to teach you. Again, I just want to repeat, you can call on them anytime that you need more of their guidance and more of their support. You can call in that animal spirit guide to help you and to help support your energy in that moment. So that is what they are here for, my loves. Be sure to check out any other card that you were drawn to in this reading so that you can connect with any other spirit guides that might be guiding you at this time and to see what their messages are for you. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here, my group number 18s, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.